Hello, YouTube. This is HunterSerge of the Brawler Cafe. We did the thing. We made it weekly. Everyone introduce themselves. I don't care what order. Just do it.
Well, that's the bystander effect for you. I guess I'll go first. Matt.
Matt.
The other one. Magnus YouTube. Spanish
Hi,
for
Matt.
cheese. Hi, Matt. How are you?
Doing okay, Matt. How are you doing?
Sick. I can't wait till we have like 5 Matts in here.
Soon.
Very soon.
Unfortunately, Matt is not with us.
Yeah, it's a shame. Matt's sad that Matt's not here, but Matt's also here, so Matt's all right. Matt can live with these adjustments.
So we are recording this on Friday, and last night on the Brawler Cafe Discord was chaos.
Timestamp it.
To put it lightly. Thursday night was the Matt-pocalypse.
And I missed most of it.
Yeah, I
I'm Matt.
was saying that.
Yeah. All right, Nico. Who is Nico?
I'm Matt.
You're not Matt.
Wait,
Hang on.
Matt.
There's an imposter among us. It could be
This
any one
isn't
of us.
right.
Wait, did you say your name's Matt?
Yeah, I'm
Checks
Matt.
out. He said it.
I'm Nico. GhostLights. The official rival of Jet Kuso.
Mm-hmm.
Official,
again?
unofficial, officially.
No, no. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I followed you for like a second.
Official.
You freaked me out.
Is it time for the podcast to become a visual medium and we have to
Yeah, I was
add
gonna
that
say
image into the podcast?
I can't not edit this in.
Oh,
I was
no.
gonna say that's why I put it up here for you.
But Serge, we never edit anything.
Please
No,
give credit
I
where
did
it's due.
edit
You're
like
welcome.
one line of last podcast confirming
Thanks, Nico.
that Age of Orlis has twice the number of common evos that Bakugan Resurgence did.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
Like literally in the middle of editing that podcast, I went and counted, and it's like 30
Yeah,
in Age of Orlis and 15 in Resurgence.
Wow.
Yeah, we have the
So-
official number now.
Yeah.
It's double.
So you were correct with that.
It's
There
too
was
many.
more.
It is the age of Aurelis.
It's the age of common evos, it looks like.
you mean the age of like 5 Aurelis cards? Yeah, Age of Aurelis.
No,
But
no,
the
it's not
Evos.
5, it's
But the
7.
Evo.
Get it right.
Mm-hmm.
7. You got
Do it
7
again.
cards that are Aurelis that aren't evos in Age of
Stabbing the
Aurelis.
face with a sounding iron.
There you
And
go.
we didn't even get a single Bakugan Elite.
Spoilers for the
SMH.
Best of Aurelis video, I guess.
Well, no, I don't talk about the rarity garbage.
No, I meant
The
the fact that
rarity
there were.
garbage.
I meant the
Yeah,
part
but-
where there were only 7
Right.
non-evo cards.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like
gonna
that's
be a
probably
short
going to be
video.
covered in that video.
Okay, so there are like at least 2 awesome rares for Aurelis, but they're both complete trash.
Well, that's
Hey!
Titan Flex Ultra and Titan Nobilius Ultra are what they decided from among their Aurelis cards should be awesome.
Wait,
rares.
the Nobilius is an awesome rare?
the Aurelis one.
Nobilius
Uh-huh.
is an awesome rare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that
Oh,
that
no.
could possibly destroy a lot of energies.
Yeah, but then
Wow,
you
Lee.
got 500 B power.
Uh-huh.
what?
But
Just
Matt,
Mac. Just
Matt, the
Uh-huh.
opponent can
What?
just spend their energy before the Evo resolves.
Yep.
See,
And then you're out.
and then blow up the rest of
see,
them.
see the
But that's
amazing
not how this
part
works.
about
They
this.
just
It's-
played
See,
more cards than you.
The amazing
It's
part
the
about
long con.
Okay, so we're not supposed to talk about Aquas, but I just want to touch on this. The amazing part about Titan Nobilius Ultra is like, even say you're fighting Monoventus or something like that, and you manage to turn off their Winston with this. Even then, Titan Nobilius is so weak that you're
Yeah.
probably still going to lose, even though they lost
Yeah.
the Winston bonus.
Yeah.
Because
Like-
Yeah, like if
you spent 6 energy on plus 200 B.
Yup.
if you're at the
Feels
point of the
bad,
game where
man.
you're playing that, you should be playing other good cards.
Yeah.
Like-
Also, you have Also, because it's 6 energy, you have to nuke at least 3 of your own energy.
Yeah.
I
Just-
actually didn't realize until just
Yeah,
now. reading
yeah,
the
it's
comment
bad.
it
Wait, what?
affects players.
Yeah, like, because I think, like, in other games, like, strategies that focus on keeping energy count low, at least don't require you to go above the energy count yourself that you're trying to prevent the opponent from getting
But
to.
this requires you to go double it.
I mean, Magic.
Yeah.
There's a ton of cards to just destroy all of them.
Well,
so
listen, it's fine. See, you just play Super Fuel.
right.
Yeah, clearly. But you still need 4 energy to do that.
Yeah, no, it's okay. See, you play Super Fuel and Song of Fire, and then when
okay, I
you
understand.
get it out
Wait.
on turn 2, you then realize that it doesn't destroy any energy anyway because it's turn 2.
Play it on turn
Yeah.
4 with Super Fuel. Destroy 1 energy for 6.
Oh,
There you go.
now we're cooking with fire.
Oh,
Stop! You guys are leaking my deck that's in progress. I'm not trying to have this
All right.
information out
Very
there
epic.
already.
Very epic. Okay, moving
All right,
on from
so
that.
Aquos,
Moving on from
Age
that
of Orlis
nonsense.
Aquos.
Shout out
but
to
we're not
Club
talking about that
Control.
first. Before that,
Oh, are we talking about my thing first?
Leth, you had a thing this week.
I had a
That's a
thing.
yes.
Yes.
Nice.
It was a local tournament that Briar 626 set up.
Yes. It
was a
was,
pretty
it was
good
also streamed. So if you
It
want to
was
see
streamed.
that destroy people, go watch the stream.
You get to see me do it twice, and then you get to see my friend do it 2 other
round
times.
2 and round 4.
Nice.
Wait,
Now, where
well,
can people
no,
find the
actually, my
stream?
friend lost once. So
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, because that was the round 3 one, and they were fighting the
correct.
That's right.
Where could someone
Well,
find this stream?
On
Maybe it'll
Fire
be in the
626's
description.
channel.
Oh.
Hey,
God.
check it out.
Potentially.
I don't know how to type.
Potentially.
Maybe I need a link to click.
Hmm.
Anyways, I mean the least offense possible when I say this, but Leth, your deck
Oh no!
only good deck at that event.
Wow. Say
Now
that
let's
again because you cut
deconstruct
out.
those deck lists.
Oh boy.
Whatever you said, like only every other word came in, so I feel like
Here,
you
do
might
you
want to
want-
repeat that.
Do you want me
Wait, which one
to?
of us?
You. Do you
Me?
want me to
Oh,
repeat it,
yeah.
or do you want to repeat it
Did
yourself?
you hear it?
I did.
Okay.
Well,
That
then maybe the
That-
audio also heard it, so it could be fine. Yeah.
Leth, your deck was the only good deck at that event.
Yeah.
Oof.
I thought you were saying "say it again" just so you could milk your ego.
No!
Say it again. Yes.
Tell me again how good I am at deck
That's
building.
something I would do. That's something
That's why I
I would
wake
do.
up. Let me get that validation real quick.
Actually, I think that's something literally everyone in here except for Leth would do.
It's possible.
That's just like the
Tell me.
only person here who would
Tell
do
me
that.
how good my Halcor deck is.
Like I don't want to
need it.
dumpster on these people. A lot of these people just
No.
kind of, brought what they had or brought
Of
what they
course.
liked.
I
Of
think
course.
that
And
my
I don't.
darkest deck is very interesting. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay,
out loud.
Yes,
okay.
it's
We're
very
not calling it that.
interesting.
We're not calling it Mono Darkus for
But
starters.
it's the only
Interesting.
darkest Bakugan there.
Very
Aurelis doesn't count as a faction.
I was intrigued by it because I thought, oh, they must be using AA. She's maybe using like parasitic power and all that extra stuff. No.
Yeah, that was me when I tuned into the stream round when I saw on one side a deck running Chaos Nobilius, Chaos Lupithion, Aurelis Trino, and Ventus Hydronoid
Without the Evo.
with no access to the Evos.
Hey, Left, did you get to keep those gymnast trophies?
Yes,
Nice.
I have nowhere to put it. I'm working on that.
Next to all your diamonds.
Doesn't fit
Make sure
there.
to include it in the background of every video you record.
Oh yes,
Oh,
forever.
that's what I was gonna
Forever.
say.
I'll
That's
break
what I-
out.
That's what I did with my thing that
Nice.
I had that I got
It's
for
okay.
like third place Buddy Fight Continentals in 2015. I would just have it in the back. I would make I
Nice.
signed there. I just basically recorded every video in live action just so I could have it in the background.
That trophy is the thing that pushed Leth over the edge to finally make some content.
Hey, it's fine. I'll grab
Hey.
my my Bakugan trophies and shove them in the background as well.
Yeah.
There you
Oh,
go.
flex.
It's just absurdly obnoxious at every turn.
You just make a video intro that's just going over your trophies.
Yeah,
It's just a
just
slow pan. Look how
Hey,
good I
guys.
am.
yeah. Hey, guys.
I'm better
Oh,
than
man,
you.
great.
I won these things.
I'm better than you.
I'm not only good at this game, I'm good at the old game. Bow down to me, peasants.
Oh my god.
Some skills just don't fade with time.
I can't say that because there's a lot of people that believe that it's impossible to be good at the old game.
Wait, really?
I'd agree with that.
Is that really?
Wait a minute. Why are you saying that? No, hold up.
You know how many
Hold
people I
up.
cheesed just because I play the card Ventus and then I play the card Ventus? And then guess what?
Okay,
I play the
okay.
card Ventus.
Good for you. You
Uh-huh.
exploited the dumbest thing in the game that was actually
Absolutely.
brainless.
Mm-hmm. And?
Literally the only way you could lose is
Okay,
if you
actual
missed, like,
question.
3 consecutive times.
Was the format solved with this by time Bakugan happened? Bakugan, whatever.
Yes and no. It's a bit of a longer story, but I'm gonna give the short version because we don't want to stay too long on this topic.
Yeah.
Sure.
Back when forums were a thing,
Okay. Yes.
me and a couple other people figured this deck out, but we all collectively said that we hate this and we want to actually play the game, so none of us brought it.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
someone else read the forum post, and then they brought
Oh.
it, and then they won.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I just made it up and I had no idea. I just was like,
Well, yeah, like
God, what have I
obviously
created?
at this
Oh,
point,
yeah.
like a decade later, everyone knows.
Oh
But-
yeah, oh yeah.
Like
I
I
just-
was mostly
yeah.
wondering. Okay, it's fully possible that when Bakugan happened, people
No,
hadn't
it
figured this
was-
out yet.
It was figured out, but no one wanted to play it because
Yeah.
it was brainless. Like it was
I-
not gameplay.
Yeah.
Except that
Oh,
one
absolutely,
guy.
it's not.
Well, that
That's
guy just
why-
wanted to win, and then his trophy
Yeah.
got flamed to the front of the bus. Unfortunately,
I used that deck a few times, and then I mainly played my Hydronoid deck because I didn't want to use it. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's true. It's just you win. It's so
just
stupid.
not fun.
I just
Decade
wish
test. It's disgusting.
it's so
Yeah.
funny because like I just came up with that. I had no idea it was such a viable strategy. No idea. I just was like, oh my god,
Yeah,
this is
wasn't
good, and I made this up on the top of my head. I just
Isn't
wish.
that because something was printed in the wrong color?
Yep, it was
Yes.
printed
Yep.
twice,
Yeah.
so you could just
Yes.
spam
Good
it.
Yes.
old Spin Master where they wouldn't errata anything and just left
Man,
stuff broken.
I thought it was on purpose. I was like,
They
oh,
did
okay.
this nonsense.
No,
They did the
it
same
was not
nonsense
on
in
purpose.
Redikai. Like there was a card that was super misprinted that broke the game, and they just left it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. Just play
But
around it.
they had a
it's
community
almost like
that
they're
was
doing
good
something like
enough.
that still.
To just kind of say, all right, none of us are going to be that guy. So,
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
and the-
yeah.
and then
Until
that
someone
guy,
did.
Until
And
someone
showed
did.
up.
Who knows it? And after that guy did that, like
it only
had
takes one.
been if there had been any other Bakugans, like I don't think that would have held up because well now it's out in the open because that guy won with it.
Yeah.
They'd remember his face.
Ironically, from what I heard of like other people's Toys R Us events, it actually didn't catch on very much.
Well, yeah,
Really?
but who's gonna care about doing it at Toys? Like, what?
Fair.
Toys R Us is my locals, dude. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to
I
get
mean,
some battle
it
pass
was
or whatever.
Back then, genuinely. I think like the more wins you got, the heavier your vote counted for the next
Hmm.
card. Where
Well, you
they
know what'd
only
be-
print one of 2 choices and then never print the other card. Ever.
Ooh. You know it'd be dope.
See, I wouldn't know about most of this because I'm stuck here in Canada, and
Yeah.
you know, contrary
least
to what
Canada
you
has
might
Toys R Us.
assume from Spin Master being a Canadian company,
Yeah.
he, like got completely excluded from all the tournament stuff.
Not this time.
Yeah.
But I just wish.
What do you mean not this time?
Huh?
There haven't been any like
Nothing?
the closest thing we
Who
have
said
to,
that?
like
I didn't say that. Who
the
said
closest
that?
thing we have in Battle Planet is the conventions, and there hasn't been any in Canada.
Who's attacking Canada? No,
I mean, to
I
be
was
fair-
saying that oh shit, what was I saying? No, I was saying that Spin Master is not a Canadian company this time.
Oh no, they're still a Canadian
they're-
company.
They're absolutely still a Canadian company.
But
Why-
aren't
It's just
they
that
like
all the
okay,
Bakugan
okay,
stuff is based in LA? And I wouldn't be
That's
surprised if
that's
that was
the
the case
argument.
back then too.
That's the argument I
Maybe?
was going to make. It
Yeah,
didn't
maybe.
seem like it back then.
Especially since like it's now pretty evident that the HQ that made Redikai was also from that same place, since that's where
Yeah.
Justin Gary and co are.
Okay.
And I imagine the Bakugan team transitioned to making like the TCG, the small TCG part of that moved to making Redikai.
No.
So no?
Like for the original Bakugan game?
Yeah.
No, that was one person.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything was just one person, and that
Holy
person
cow.
has not
But
been
anyways,
involved in anything about
basically
this
what I'm
since.
saying is since Redikai happened in the LA HQ, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Old Bakugan was primarily based in the LA HQ as well.
Okay, I see what you mean, possibly. I don't know for sure, actually.
I just wish that my awesome deck building skills of the past translated to Battle Planet. But
Oof.
apparently it's easier to build a deck with 3 cards than it is with
I
4.
mean,
So
yeah.
I mean,
Also,
honestly,
like-
I'm shocked how good at deck building I've been in Battle Planet because, like, normally I'm absolutely awful at deck building and anything like remotely resembling MTG because I've historically not been very good at judging things like tempo and curve.
Fair.
well, this is like your training wheels in Magic.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a full-time Magic streamer by the end of
Oh man.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. My favorite. I can't wait for Mana Screw.
I play blue. Hey guys.
Hey.
Wait, but he would play blue.
I know.
He actually would play blue.
He
Hey
would.
guys.
I actually probably wouldn't. I would probably
What if
actually
you
try
wanted
to
to play
avoid
game,
playing
but
blue,
no?
like my life depended on it. Because
But
let
you
me
like-
tell you, if there's
Uh-huh.
one thing I despise in card
Ooh.
games, it's
Ooh.
negates. I
Ooh.
hate negates. Like
hate
negates in
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Bakugan are probably the best handled I've ever seen them. But I despise negates in general.
Hey,
Let me tell you.
Serge, do you want to break my 6 negate board in Yu-Gi-Oh?
No. Hey, Serge,
All
I
right,
went in
so
with the same mentality to Magic, and then I was like, well, you know, I'm being countered all the time. What if I'm the counterer instead? So, never turn back.
Sinking to someone's level does
Yeah.
not make
all
you a
right,
good Magic
we
player.
officially hit Yu-Gi-Oh, so it's time to put this topic back on the rails for a moment.
That's fair.
Damn, is
I'm
Yu-Gi-Oh
gonna.
the bar?
I gotta get one thing. The Yu-Gi-Oh rules are convoluted and stupid, and I hate them.
I
There we
agree.
go.
Hard
Second
agree.
thing.
I play the game and I agree with you.
Yeah.
All right, so
That's
I'm
good.
gonna say
like as much as I dislike negates, and like Yu-Gi-Oh is the biggest example of what I dislike about how negates are handled in card games.
Absolutely.
It's
It's ridiculous.
the thing that actually keeps me out of Yu-Gi-Oh is the rules because
The
rules are stupid.
The thing
The
I like
judge
about
rules
Yu-Gi-Oh, the
are what
reason
keeps
I
it out of it
stay
for me for sure.
is because I like a lot of the archetype art, which is huge for me. Because one reason I really couldn't get into Magic is because I hate a lot of the art. I know it's like cool and stuff like that, but I like cartoony garbage, like
I
prank
agree.
kids.
As
or
a buddy
tunes.
fight player, I feel you.
I can actually get into Buddy Fight because they have those steampunk guys that I'm trying to build or whatever. Apparently they're not good right now. I can't tell. I have
You're
actually
talking
some
about
buddies
Vanguard.
that I
You're
wanted
talking
to
about-
introduce you to.
You're talking about Vanguard right now.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you said Buddy Fight.
Oh, what did I say?
You said
You
Buddy
said
Fight.
Yeah, they're the same card game.
That's a different
No, they
game.
are!
I thought.
They are.
I thought it was like the acronym or like the
No!
subtext.
No, they're
It was like
no
Buddy Fight
different.
Vanguard.
Buddy Fight,
They're all
Buddy
the
Fight is a
same.
lot more Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's Vanguard.
No, they're all the
I'm talking
same.
about
No.
Also, for anyone who has played Shadowverse, which I know Leth has,
Bye.
Buddy Fight has an extra deck mechanic that is basically Satan from Shadowverse.
Wait, like just everyone has Satan?
You can build your own Satan deck, and you
Oh,
have 2 cards that you can put into your main deck. That when you play them at the end of your opponent's turn, you switch your main deck for your lost deck, is what it's called.
Oh no. Are the cards as dumb as Satan cards?
Oh, absolutely. It's
Oh,
great.
cool.
If there's
cool.
anything Buddy Fight's good for, it's being the most over-the-top nonsense that exists in the world of card games.
My favorite thing about Satan is when he completely destroyed Perfect Cell.
All right. So, hey,
Moving
Leth,
on.
why don't you tell us
Moving
some
on.
more about the event?
Leth, would you like to talk more about
Right,
the
about
prior
the event.
tournament?
I'm gonna do the same thing that GhostLights did last week. I'm gonna
Cool.
ask y'all to ask me questions because
How was it? How'd it go?
directionless. I'll go for. There
Yeah,
it is. How did it go? It went well, GhostLights.
Good to hear. What was the event structure like?
Like the formatting?
Right, was it
Structure.
only Swiss rounds with no top cut?
Well, we only had 10 people, so a top cut would have been a little weird.
You could have done like a
Nah,
top 4
top
cut or
4.
a top 2 cut.
Top
Oh,
2.
top 8.
We
Top.
could have.
Oh, tell you
But
what.
it would have been the same people fighting each other
That's fair.
again.
So you could have
You
done
guys-
top 4 cut.
You guys could pull
But
a Battle
obviously
City
you didn't have
Finals
time.
where you guys
Obviously,
do
yeah,
like
also,
a.
we didn't have time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Then never mind then.
Yeah, no, we already went over time because the store closed like 10 minutes before we actually finished.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Yeah.
But yeah, it was
way past.
it was 4 rounds of Swiss. I believe they said they specifically tried to do it like Pokemon Swiss, which I know nothing about. So to those of you that are listening and know what Pokemon Swiss is,
How is that
Arch of Lexi.
The only difference that I know of in Pokemon Swiss from Swiss and anything else is that Pokemon tends to actually use ties.
maybe the way it was explained to me is that like the matchmaking is always not random.
Yeah, that's like how Swiss is in like every game. Like,
Right.
Well, sometimes
you're
it's just
always
random.
your Swiss always pairs you with people who have the same
same-
record or you, or as close as it can is.
Yeah, that's what makes it Swiss.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, now I have more complaints for Bakugan 2010 because that wasn't that.
Uh-oh.
Well,
I think that's round robin.
We can't expect competence from Spin Master, especially what year was that?
2010.
2010 Spin Master.
2010 Spin Master, yeah.
Like, if we can't expect competence from 2019 Spin Master, how can we expect competence from 2010 Spin Master?
Well, I think we're getting like competence to a degree.
Look.
There's just
if it wasn't
more
for
thing.
2010 Spin Master, we wouldn't be here today complaining about 2019 Spin Master.
Oh,
yes and no. I've actually heard rumors that like Bakugan was a horrible financial loss for them.
Yeah, that makes sense since they didn't do another.
Since they didn't do another one, I think the prizes were too much.
What were the prizes?
Well, I mean, aside from like paid hotel in Times Square, like with an outlook of Times Square.
Whoa.
How many people
flight
from
there
each regional got that? Was it just first place?
No, I believe it was definitely top 2 for sure. May have been top 4.
How many regionals did they do?
5, I think.
I think there was one in Texas.
4 or 5.
I'm pretty sure Jet went to it.
Yeah, there was a Texas one for sure.
Only 4. That is completely shocking if that's the case, because like,
there were more people that were invited.
Over at Bruce Road, where English Bruce Road is not big at all.
Oh no! A ton of people were invited. However, it was a small number of people that had their trips paid for.
Yeah, but like
some
what I'm saying is like I like to make comparisons to Bruce Road because Bruce Road is a fairly small company, especially English side. Like each of their English branches have like less than a dozen employees. Last we heard, very small.
Right,
and they do like 30 winners flights and hotels to Japan per game.
Yeah.
Per format in Vanguard's case.
I believe
there
were less than
10
flights paid for.
New York.
It may have been closer to 20.
Sounds absurd.
May have been top 4. I don't. I truly do not remember how many people got the flight paid for.
I don't know. I don't understand how like something as big as Bakugan was at that time could have a regional be like a thing like that be such a huge
Flop.
One of the things that also kind of made it a flop, at least for them, was there was originally going to be an entry fee, and then they had to remove that because people got angry.
Really?
What was the entry fee?
Paying for their hotels was
I
not enough.
believe the
All
entry fee was like for regionals actually $20.
That's nothing.
That's a bit high for like an
It's
event
a
that is
little
locked
much.
to kids.
Is it?
Only
Oh, I guess
kids
yeah,
can play.
He had an age limit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. There was an
Did you
upper
not
limit
know
to how
about
old you could
this?
be. If you were, I believe it was over 15, you couldn't play.
What?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it was not
That
good.
is why. That's why early in Battle Planet, BK or someone went, "No, we will not be age locking tournaments this time."
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, watch Phoenix Knight have been like invited to Worlds just to not be able to play.
Oh my gosh. They
I mean,
disqualify
none of the
everyone.
Baku Masters except Ethan would be able to play.
They disqualify everyone except Heart Collector's son, and then he wins.
No,
Yeah.
they disqualify everyone except for Heart Collector's son and Detective.
No, Detective's too. I think he's like 16.
Oh,
But he's even so, he's like cusping that line.
It's
He's
on the
almost
edge.
over.
But I
Oh my
think
God.
he's like 16. No,
Oh
I
my
don't think
God.
he'd make the cut.
Oh,
Damn.
no.
They better hurry up with Worlds then before his birthday.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Yeah, thank God we're not doing that nonsense again. Anyways, a
Honestly-
joke I was going to say before I derailed into that was, well, if 2010 Spin Master wasn't incompetent, maybe Bakon wouldn't have gone away in the first place.
That's also a valid point.
Yeah, but then
I
they
mean,
started
I don't
doing
think
crazy
lasting
stuff.
a full 10 years,
I didn't like.
I don't think that could have really happened,
Probably
but
not.
probably could
But-
have still lasted quite a bit longer.
It could have been a
I'm-
little longer, yeah.
I'm personally in favor of the reboot because I don't know, the old game was fun, but I like the TCG aspect of this way more.
I really
Yeah.
like the old game though.
I appreciate
I do too.
both.
Yeah, I do too.
very
I
much
wish we
appreciate
play
both.
more. But ever since the new Battle Planet came out, my friends and I have never played the old version since. And I'm
Oh.
upset about that because my Hydroids are
Yeah.
just collecting dust.
Yeah.
Upset. I spent
like,
$300 on those
like,
things just to not
I
play
don't.
them.
I don't necessarily
I-
like.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
I don't
pause,
think
pause,
that
pause. How
the
much did you just
version
say that
of
you
the old
spent?
game we actually had.
We need to go
was,
back to that number.
was
That needs a
great.
rollback.
What? What number?
How much did he just say that he paid for Hydroids?
Okay, look.
I think I heard $900.
Oh,
No, you're wrong.
Okay. What did I actually hear?
300.
300.
Okay.
So like a third of that. I'm
Okay.
not crazy.
okay.
There's no way. I'm a college student. I can only be so irresponsible.
That's debatable.
But they're the limited edition Hydroids. Darkest. If anyone says that they have the rarest Bakugan in the game and they whip out the Pyrus Hydroids, they're wrong.
They're wrong. Yeah.
They're wrong.
Ironically, I have the darkest ones and not the Pyrus ones.
Good. Then you're
I have
You're a winner.
every single one of those 3 packs except for the Pyrus Hydroids.
what other ones were there?
Oh, there was a
See-
ton. It was for like every character.
See,
For
here's the
every
thing.
character?
Here's the
Well,
thing.
for every main character.
Until Battle Planet happened and I started hopping Discords, I literally didn't know that the original Hydronoid ever got released, and I don't even know if the packs it was in were even released in Canada.
Look, but
I don't know either.
I
They
was
might
you
have-
2
Were they
years ago.
exclusive? Were they exclusive to Target or something?
They may have been
saw-
exclusive to Walmart.
I
think
stopped
they were
playing
exclusive to Walmart.
before he came out because as a kid, I did like I was stupid and I didn't know how the internet worked, so I didn't know that he wasn't officially out. But I remember every week, like nearly every day, I'd go to Targets, I'd go to Walmart's, just trying to find my single-headed Hydroid. That's all I
Man,
wanted, and
imagine
I quit
if-
right
Imagine if they
before he
did
came
that
out.
again. Imagine if they did that again in 2019 with like a main villain character where kids just go to the store
Yeah,
every week
yeah,
and can't
yeah,
find it.
yeah,
Imagine. Wouldn't that be
yeah.
awful?
Imagine they
Wait,
did
imagine
with
that.
2
Are they
main
doing that right
villain-
now?
Imagine if they did that with 2 main villain Bakon, not 1, because it seems to be
Oh.
happening with Napoleon too.
Yeah, you're right.
Who?
Yeah.
Right.
And also,
Imagine
what
if
if,
they did it with you.
what if one of the main characters Bakon that the second one that they obtain, was not released for the entire first season. Imagine if they did that.
Wouldn't that be
Wouldn't that
weird?
be messed up?
Wouldn't that be weird? It's okay though. We had to push Orless Pravian Ultra ahead.
Yeah. Well, like, seeing as Artulian isn't even in Age of Aurorus anywhere, like,
Right.
I don't
Well-
think that's what it was about.
I think it's genuinely possible that we could just see Artulian randomly appear in a wave of Age of Aurorus because it was swapped around with.
It'll be
Also,
some
here's a
tweet.
concept. This was a conversation that happened last night before the Madpocalypse. It seems like Age of Aurorus might actually only have 2 waves.
Huh. What makes
Yeah.
you say that? Like
I've
what?
heard a
well,
lot
for
of rumors
one-
about that.
For one, count the diamonds. The diamonds that
Right.
we don't already know. There's like 1 Diamond Kellyon, and the only diamonds we don't know, like the
Is a
diamonds
core
we
single.
know, would be the only diamonds that we don't know at this point would be Age of Aurorus Wave 2 for the ultra and the ultras and the cores. So the ultra,
So it would just be the core single, wouldn't it?
well, the ultra, like we know at this point, would have to be Kellyon, and the single would
Yeah.
have to be like a Drago reprint. Since
Maybe,
we know
yeah.
that Drago reprint is going to happen at some point.
What
It'll
about?
probably happen constantly forever. We'll never
Wait,
escape
so there are gonna be diamond reprints in case you didn't get them wave 1?
it.
and
No,
stuff
just
like that?
Drago.
Just
Just
Drago.
Drago.
Just Drago.
Just Drago because Drago.
Yeah.
That would have been
Nothing
cool if
else.
it
Now, I
wasn't.
mentioned this during this conversation. I don't want like diamond reprints in the actual products because it is hard enough to get through all of the diamond molds, especially for the ultras.
Shout out to Howcore and Mantinoid Ultra.
Yeah,
And Nilius
Ultra,
And Nilius
and
Ultra.
Paravian Ultra.
Yeah.
Good friends. But
I'm so stoked for Nilius Ultra.
I certainly wouldn't mind diamonds getting reprinted as, say, tournament support.
That would be nice. I'd
Yo.
go for that.
I was gonna say that, or like, kind of like what Yu-Gi-Oh does with OTS packs, but like hexes of character cards.
I want that so badly. Like we've mentioned this
Boy,
in
yes.
this podcast where we've talked about this sort of stuff. I want
Mhm.
that super bad. Need it.
Well, it's
Yep,
okay,
need it.
We've got it confirmed, sort of, maybe, technically. So.
Oh. Mm.
Oh yeah. VK teased that we're getting some sort of foil character cards in 2020.
Yeah,
Ooh.
like something like hexes, and I think the words were like, and possibly beyond.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
something
he
like
said-
that.
He said
Hex
something
cores?
better than hexes. Like it's not going to be buddy fight SP tier, so I'm not really going to care. But it should
Full art
look
hex.
pretty.
Look, I feel like we're at the point where we can complain all we want about Bakugan and distribution, the way it's being handled. Yes, it's really bad right now. Yes, it's obvious that if things continue this way, there might not be a 2020 because there is still like 3 months, and a lot of people
No,
are.
that's not going to happen. That's
I
not
think
gonna
we'll
happen.
make it to
Toys are
2020.
selling.
No,
the
I
toys-
think we will too.
We
But
definitely know that. Okay, so like for it to be let's use this as an example. So the Bionicle reboot that only lasted 2 years. For it
Was
to
it
be
really 2
canceled,
years?
yeah, it was only 2 years.
Felt like way less time.
For it to be canceled that quickly, what had to happen was it was canceled basically as soon as it launched because it was selling
Kind
super
of.
badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but the thing I'm saying,
So that's
is-
how fast it has to be canceled for it to like only lasting 1 year. Literally impossible.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying
Literally
is,
impossible.
I feel like
And we know
2020 will be.
We know from the investor report that at least for like the first quarter or so, that Bakugan was reaching their expectations. So
Yeah.
it isn't a Bionicle G2 situation. So we're likely guaranteed for at least 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
Well-
I think the big thing is that there's a difference between us and people like us that are like unsatisfied with the TCG side of things
Sure.
versus people that are just going to the store, seeing a toy they don't have, buying a toy they don't have, and going home.
Obviously.
Exactly. And that's why the TCG products are what Walmart is continuing.
Well,
Mhm.
maybe.
Because it doesn't it doesn't
It might come back.
it's
Part of it-
maybe, but like it doesn't like it's completely understandable that it wouldn't do the big 3, which are the only card games that
Well, we don't necessarily know
retailer
if it's
stock.
because of sales for Walmart.
well, yeah.
There's a lot of implications that it might just be due to theft concerns because they can't put it with the other boosters where there's a camera on it.
I see.
Mm,
So,
Wait,
like,
why
if
can't
they're
they put it
taking
with other
losses,
boosters?
Okay,
because they're not vendors. I think
I've had this explained to me before, but I don't fully understand it, so I'm gonna attempt to
Yeah,
explain it
because
off
this is
memory.
super weird for me because
What-
where
the
Bakugan
way-
is put in my Walmart is like literally right beside all the TCG stuff.
The way it was explained to me, at least for like Walmarts in the States, is that whatever like company stocks things in the TCG section, which by the way is at the opposite end of the store here, is a different company, like a different vendor system.
Yeah.
So they can't put it there.
All right. Well, like, okay, so like, there is a section in the toys section at my Walmart where TCG stuff goes, but there's also ones at the checkout that
Yeah.
line and stuff.
What we have essentially is, I believe it's literally only Pokemon stuff is sometimes in the toy section. If it's like cards that come with toys, like those little miniature figures or something.
All right.
And then everything else has to be in.
Wasn't there also an implication that it might just be Bakugan being moved to that?
There was, yes, rumors that it's being switched over to the other distributor that does the checkout section.
okay.
Which is good, if true.
Yeah.
So
however, Ventus Knight has kind of gone against those rumors by constantly implying that Walmart will just never have them again. So I don't know.
What's the problem, GhostLights?
But I was saying, like, I feel like 2020 is kind of that beacon of hope. That's what we'll be able to gauge it by, instead of like kind of how things are now, because they do constantly say that, you know, nothing big was supposed to be happening right now, but due to like how surprisingly big the fan base got, there's obviously a lot of demand that, you know, obviously, you know, any company should have hit the ground running, and I agree with you, but I mean, I feel like we'll be able to fully judge and gauge how well this game is going to be doing, like not only competitively, but, you know, as a TCG as a whole,
as a franchise,
as a franchise in 2020, and I'm really looking forward to it.
What I've said basically from the start is, like, as crappy as all this lack of LGS support and stuff is, like, I was never concerned about it being a real problem for the longevity of the game, because I fully believe that the toys are just going to be able to prop it up until that stuff is going. It's still a really stupid decision, and players that have like gone into the game early and sold out in like March, April, May, they're probably not going to be brought back. Like, there's probably players among those who aren't going to come back, whose faith in Spin Master just got completely shot by that. And there's just
they might come back eventually.
They're lost forever, or for a long time.
Like
that's what I was referring to.
I wouldn't say forever, but definitely for a while. Like, we probably have to get to year 3 before a lot of those people come back, if they
until like
January and sold all their collections already.
The meta's more developed. There are more reprints. It has more structure.
Well, more like LGS.
There is a meta at all?
I'd argue that there are some decks that are more prevalent than others. I'd argue there is a meta. There's not like really any tournaments, kind of, to where a meta would be.
Determines
that's what the meta means.
What is played.
Like,
but there are also decks that are better than others, and that's what I think.
Yeah, but
there are decks that are better than others, but that's not a meta.
That only really comes up in super niche card games, but the meta decks aren't necessarily always the best decks. There are cases in niche card games where a deck is just kept secret, but the people who know about it know that, oh, this is the best deck. But no one really knows about it.
You hiding something from me?
No, but I have done this in Buddy Fight in the first 2 years of the game.
And we should have done it in Bakugan 2010.
I don't think there's anything like in Bakugan that really solves the format like the things I'm talking about did, which is one of the things I appreciate about.
Yo, what if we get Ventus in Battle Planet and Underdog is just broken now?
No.
I mean, we have Mac Mock. Why not? Just run like 50 of them.
We can't do that yet, though.
Win condition the deck. It's fun.
Mac Mock is probably like the biggest mistake in the game, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, I love it. I love
I
Macmock so much. It plays to my old Ventus days.
it makes me kind of a jerk to say that I agree while I'm running the card, but
That's fine.
I mean, you can dislike a card while playing it. That's what a smart player does.
I
I
just
like
love watching people build all their B to like 2000 and just kind of go. That's
I
unfortunate.
like that it provides some kind of counterplay to just running nothing but B power cards.
Yeah.
But I dislike
But, no,
how currently
could've done-
unanswerable it is.
you know what could have done that?
Huh?
Cocoon Shield.
No, Cocoon Shield's not real.
Yeah, that's
Could've
true.
been-
I don't know what Cocoon
Cocoon
Shield
Shield
is.
could have done it.
Nope. That's
No,
the one that makes
that's
your
not a
B power
card.
1000.
No, it just doesn't exist.
It's
Oh
not
yeah,
real.
no, it's not real. That's garbage. Because it doesn't exist.
Did we talk about your tournament?
Yeah, no, we haven't.
No, we didn't.
We
I
talked about
said
it.
like ask questions about the tournament, and then
Oh
I
my
don't know
God.
what happened.
Okay,
Okay, so I'm gonna.
We
I'm
went
usually the
down
main
kind of
detractor, so I'm gonna
Bakugan
keep this on
rabbit
track.
hole.
here. No, I got this. All right.
Okay.
Why don't you tell us about some of your matchups? Some of your
All
decks you
right.
played against?
Cool. I wrote out my matchups so I wouldn't forget, and now I have to find them
Exactly.
in the chat.
Yeah, I was waiting
Nice.
for you to get to this yourself. It's
Cool.
like you wrote this
Cool.
down.
Yeah. Well, I meant to, but then we were talking about other things. I didn't want to cut people off. Maybe
That's fine.
I should have in hindsight, but oh well.
I was going
Anyways,
to.
we need to
I will
sacrifice
try my
stuff.
absolute hardest to not make fun of the decks you fought.
All right. So for
So you kind of
reference,
prefaced it
okay.
that way.
For reference, I'm going to justify two of these decks. The first one and the third one.
I already stated that your deck was the only good deck of the entire event. So
Alright,
I already
So-
prefaced it with that.
Sure, but like I want the context of these to be more evident.
Yeah.
Do you have any of the deck lists?
No.
Damn.
I have the team lists for what I fought and what top 4 was.
That's fine. Continue.
So that's what we're working with.
I'm just being greedy.
So for team 1 and team 3, I know for sure team 1 and I believe team 3 as well. Were the parents of a very younger kid that were running decks that the younger kid built.
Okay.
Okay.
And they were
The squad.
surprisingly decent for that because I
Yeah.
believe the kid was like maybe 10.
Yeah, those are actually some pretty solid lineups.
So he's
like,
allowed to participate
that-
in Worlds.
I mean, I think he went 0-4, unfortunately.
Oof.
Ooh.
So
Probably
anyway,
He gave all the power to his parents.
Oh, yo.
yes, except I beat both of his parents. I think, assuming that
Also,
I'm
oof.
correct, and my
Yeah, but
third
did his
opponent
parents
was
go
his dad.
0-4?
I don't know.
Like, since one of them was your round 3 opponent, they
Yeah,
couldn't
no,
have
he
gone
couldn't-
0-4.
He could not have gone 0-4. So
Yeah.
no, definitely not. All right, so the first team lineup was Pyrus Dragonoid Ultra, Aurelus Dragonoid Ultra, and Chaos Gortheon Ultra.
So solid Magic Shield boys.
Yeah,
Just like not the ideal.
Wait,
The other
Chaos Gortheon have the
thing-
magic shield?
yeah,
How did I miss that?
because it's just wax on a body and no one wants to play
Yeah.
it.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Actually, it's worse wax on a body because it hits you and no one wants to play it.
Yeah.
That's fair. Also.
Like Chaos Gortheon Ultra, if it was something that it was something that I would keep on the back burner to bring to draft formats.
Oh, and the other thing for context here is that the decks they were playing was only stuff that they actually opened from packs.
Mm.
So no Aurelus Drago Evos, huh?
No, I think there were 3 of it,
Wow.
actually.
Oh,
I don't know how many
okay.
packs they bought.
Huh.
But-
Isn't like Resurgence super scarce in your area still?
Well, the thing is, I drove like an hour away to get to this. So
Okay.
technically, by the time I was there, it was a different area.
Okay.
I don't quite know how things are in this area. I didn't really get to check. We kind of
I
just went
see.
straight home. What I did not see is I do not believe the Chaos Gortheon Ultra Evo was in the deck. I could be wrong, but I don't remember seeing it. So I believe it was just being run for the base form.
Okay.
Hmm.
And the overall concept was just here's all the best cards in
Magic
these
Shield
two colors. Big numbers. shout out to the Holy Flame with no fists in the deck, and then she landed on my fist and got the
Yeah, that's
600.
That's
There you go.
happened to me.
It was
Big
the
brain,
only
big
card
brain.
left in her hand.
That's the correct play.
Yeah.
Big brain.
I mean,
it
it
replaces
still would have
super
been better
shot.
overall to be on the Magic Shield and just use the normal version. Just
That
use
is
that
correct.
Super shot. But
That is correct. Well, I mean, I'm sure it was in the deck just to be super shot with potential.
yeah, of course, because there's literally no reason to run
Yeah.
Super shot
No reason.
unless you want a second set of that, because LMAO.
Yeah, like you'd have to
We
be in
just
Mono
made
Chaos or
this-
something.
We just
Which
made
is,
this be Super shot instead of like making it slightly weaker when it doesn't have a
Yeah.
fist.
No, it's just super shot, but better.
I really wish that was just like plus 200 being base 4 when it doesn't have a fist, or like
That would have been nice.
plus 250. Like, it's really confusing, to be honest.
But we
because,
don't
like,
we don't have 50B intervals on anything.
well, yeah,
Cards at
but
least.
there's an implication that one of the Artulians will have 50B interval on its base B power.
Cool. I
That's
can't wait for it
stupid.
to be completely unplayable.
So it's
Yep.
I can't wait for it to just be terrible. So the highlights of this matchup, I guess, just to like cover the cliff notes. I went 2-0 because,
Easy.
I don't know how many Air Zero were in her deck. I know there was at least one.
Never
and
enough.
It revealed a stand together.
Oh, bless.
Thanks, Air Zero.
Air Zero. Oh my! I
That's
can't
why
believe
no one
people
flips.
think that- I can't believe people think that card is good.
I mean, like in
oh
this
my
case,
God.
if the kid built the deck, it's like okay.
I mean,
You put
yes,
the cards that you
no,
had
I'm
that
not,
were shiny.
I'm not laughing at the kid.
No, of
I'm
course not.
laughing at everyone in the community who thinks it's a good card.
I mean,
Look,
didn't we
wait,
all
what
kind of
was-
hype it up when we
What
saw
was
it?
the title of that one video
I
that
did
you made
not.
for a different
Serge
I
game?
never
never
hyped it.
hyped that card up.
Serge
Oh.
never
What
I
was-
hyped
was a
it.
detractor of that card from the moment it was revealed.
I was
What
trying
was
to
the name of
convert
that
him.
one video you made? I don't remember.
I
Like,
didn't-
the one
I
where
don't-
it was like it was for a different game a long time ago, where it was like X
Oh,
card bad
Mirror's
and
Valley
you
is trash,
Yeah.
and you are too.
yeah. Whereas Air Zero is trash and so
oh
are you.
my God! I kind of want to do that to be. I don't
Look.
think the Pirates video was enough.
Look.
I
Air
could
Zero
also-
is a necessary evil in Paris Hellcore,
I
alright?
could
No.
also
No.
I
make
gotta
a
cheese
video.
that out.
Thanks for
Uh-huh.
giving me the segue here, because I could also make a video. I've also been make a video titled "Paris Holocore is trash and so are you."
Ooh,
I'll let you
Matt.
pull that trigger first if
Okay,
you so
okay.
feel inclined. And then
But
you
like-
get ready for the response video of the
parentheses.
century.
Ironically, we might need to make one for House Nobilius Ultra first,
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
which is a great segue into the next deck
yeah.
list.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Hey.
going to need to make a video
Because-
specifically touching on that, because way too many people are falling for that trap. Like,
The
holy
next
crap,
team-
it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything.
No.
The
I need to
next
even
next
look
team-
him
More
up. He's
cards
so
for plus
relevant.
300
The
B.
next
For my
team.
round 2 at the Briar tournament, the thing of the topic with the
Yes.
stuff
Yes.
was Mono Chaos.
Oh yes, this was the Mono Chaos Fist.
This
Oh,
was Chaos
goon.
Pegatrix, Chaos
I-
Nobilius Ultra, and Chaos Fangzor.
I appreciate the usage of Chaos Fangzor. He's
Same.
my boy.
Same. Also, like, I can understand Nobilius more in the context of, like, there was so much potential in an Evo that could have been playable. It is 600
No,
on
there
base.
wasn't.
What? For Mono Chaos, it's 600 on base. It could have been good.
that's true. I
Could
looked
have
at
given
What
the
more
else is
B.
600 on base?
Huh.
Gortheon.
Yes, but
you know
then
what's
you're not
500
getting
on
more
base, has
fists.
a magic shield, and has a fist? Mantanoid.
No, that has a red fist. That doesn't have a green fist.
No, it has a green fist.
No, Chaos Mantoid Ultra?
Yeah, it has a
No,
green
it's
fist.
it's red fist, blue shield.
No, it's a green fist.
I'm double
100%
checking because I built.
Get him.
I didn't build it. I built it with Robo. I'm gonna lose my mind if I'm remembering this wrong. Where is that character card?
It is green fist. I just checked.
Really?
Yep, I will post
now I
in
feel like a
Podcast
fool.
General right this second.
Now I feel like a fool.
Fool.
It is blue shield and
Wow.
green fist.
Yep, that's
Yep.
my L to hold.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
never mind. There it is. There it is. It's my L. It was made for me. Whoops,
Take
that.
you're right.
No.
Yep.
Damn.
Well, I'm just gonna assume that he didn't have Mantoid Ultra.
Yeah.
Like
Because it
is
comes in a
exclusive-
5-pack.
But,
It is
like, I'm just
exclusive
saying-
to a
I'm just saying-
5-pack.
Well, like we were more specifically talking about like people thinking Nobilius has potential in general, which no.
Oh yeah, no.
How dare you?
So
Listen,
this deck
Listen,
was
understand
this deck was an
this.
experience.
Chaos Peruvian has more potential than Nobilius ever did, and it's like a strictly worse base form because it's the same stats with no victor ability. But because it has no victor ability, there's
It could
no
get an Evo that's good.
implication. There's no implication of its Evo having to follow that garbage effect.
Yeah.
What if it said when it opens?
Oh, then it would
That would
actually
be
be
good.
like really solid.
That would be
Yeah.
great.
Good.
There you go.
Like actually, if the
Underdog.
Evo's
Hire
ability
me.
of attaching 3 fists was on open, that would be great.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't be game breaking.
Oh my god. Actually, that in base form would be incredible.
Yeah.
Because like you could like
Just attach one.
throw it
Yeah.
on a better core, land it on a better core type, and then grab a fist to turn on your fist abilities.
Oh, yo.
That would be good. Be nice.
Yeah.
Hey,
That would
Gary.
be an
But no.
actually good Bakugan.
But
Gary.
no.
What a
Sure.
concept.
Gary.
Like I don't know why that
Wait,
would
are we calling Gary out now? What?
what?
Gary, make this. Make it. I don't want to run Pegatrix anymore. I can't roll it.
Pegasus is so weak. It's so weak compared to everything else that's competitively used.
Gary, make
Oh
this
my
a thing.
god. We need a better Chaos Fist Bakugan. Like, I'm actually really sad now that Nobilius wasn't this because I'm thinking about it like this wouldn't be like busted in it any way. It would just
No, it
be
wouldn't.
good.
It'd just be solid.
Yeah, it'd just be
Because it
solid.
would still like go up to what 900,
Mhm.
Yeah.
depending on what fist you or what core you land on.
Well, like it could go in base form. It could naturally hit as high as 1400.
Yeah.
What with the Evo?
No, in base form because if it was on open, you could roll Nobilius onto a magic shield and then grab a fist.
Yeah, that'd be
True.
pretty okay.
True.
So you would be going to 1400.
And
But
it's reliant on you bringing a
is-
magic shield from something else.
Is
as
that
well.
really a problem? Because
No.
Mantinoid.
I don't think
Cabo and Cabo and Pyrus Nobilius.
No.
Like,
Can I just get a team of Nobilius?
No,
Mono
it's just,
Nobil.
it's okay. We do what Robo's doing. We just cram Pyrus Nobilius, Aquos Cubbo, and Aurelus Hydroid into one deck. My power is just more
Power
than yours
creep.
always.
Power creep boys.
I
Power
mean,
creep, boys.
Can we shout out
I'm
his
not, I'm
deathless-
not too worried about that deck. Because 2 out of 3 Bakugan in that deck have rather lackluster Evos.
I think the Aquos Cubbo Evo is solidly decent.
Oh, it's solid, but it's nothing amazing. It's just like
No.
plus 400 B and plus
I think he
1
was
damage.
taking his shot at Nobilius.
Yeah, no.
Huh?
Nobilius
Can we-
deserves the shots taken at it.
Can
Yeah.
we give a shout out to Cubbo Control?
But also, Nobilius deserves. But also, Pyrus Nobilius deserves to not have
Top
a good
tier.
Evo. Like, I am really
Yeah.
glad that Pyrus Nobilius and Aquos Cabo got the mediocre Evos that they did. And the same
really
thing should have
think-
happened to Aurelus Hydronoid. Because like,
And
really
then
why does
Aurelus
Cubbo's-
Hydroid Titan happened.
because
Yeah,
why
yeah, baby.
like it doesn't make
Mediocre?
sense to me. Aurelus Garganoid
it's-
gets an Evo that doesn't even reach par, like B power gain for the damage for the
Oh,
energy.
I can
cost.
explain it, but you won't like the answer.
Oh, I know the answer.
Well,
Do
what's the
you?
answer?
The answer is power creep.
No, that's not the answer.
Oh, what
Like,
happened?
because they legitimately think that having to land on a flaming fist is a big enough weakness.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yes.
what I thought. Yeah.
Yes. Specifically, it's supposed to be high risk, high reward. The problem is that the risk doesn't exist to the degree that people thought it did. So
Are the game designers just really bad at rolling?
Okay, wait.
Combos they are.
Wait. I heard something specific about the game designers enrolling. I have to look that up. Hang on.
Because like I don't understand how one could hold the belief that this would be hard to make work. Like
Gosh, I don't remember
like
who I heard this from. It was something important, and I don't have a source for it now, so you're going to have to take my word for it and assume that I'm not lying to your face. However, I've been told by someone, that I don't remember who, that the designers apparently only used one Bakugan mold in rolling. Like, for every test of everything.
Oh no, that makes so much sense.
But I don't know which mold
Okay,
it was.
so
I know I was told which mold it
one-
was, but I don't
one-
remember.
One that completely deletes everyone who ever went, oh, Dragonoid Ultra is designed to be balanced by the yeeting.
You mean including when Mantis Knight said that?
Ventus Knight said that? No, he didn't. No, I remember actually what you're talking about. He did not specifically say that about Dragonoid Ultra.
He
But
said
did-
some Bakugan were specifically designed to be
Yes,
better and
he
worse
did
at
say
rolling,
that. He
and
did say
that
that,
played
which
into
if-
the TCG mechanics, and
Yeah,
that's
and which,
not...
well, Ventus Knight lying is not a new thing. That's not a new thing.
Maybe he was just told wrong. I don't know. Man, I need to figure out who told me that, and hopefully
But
by
yeah.
next week I can tell you what.
Like
it
I
was.
don't think that's necessarily a big problem. Like
I know it was one of the early ones. Like it was one of the ones that got finished first.
like I don't think that's a big problem because like all the molds can be adjusted to rolling, and it went like it would test it
Actually,
with only one
it
mold.
might have been Cornelius,
Oh,
and that would actually explain some things.
no, I don't think it would. Like because one, it would really depend on like which Niliuses.
Because Cornelius's tend to break a lot, and I don't like it.
No. I more mean that say
Mm.
Chaos Nilius has more of a tendency to have the problems. But then again,
let me tell you about
I've only rolled my Chaos Nilius, and my Chaos Nilius never has problems.
Let me tell you about the, I believe I'm up to 4 Aurelus Nilius that I own.
I'm
Help
on my
me.
second one and I'm still not liking it.
Yeah.
Maybe I just need to go to Canada. Maybe that's the one benefit they
That's
get
the
is just
secret.
working Niliuses.
I need to go to Canada to get an Aurelus Nilius that works after Aurelus Nilius is useless.
Wait, your Aurelus Nilius doesn't work good?
I have gone through at least 2.
Oh, that sucks.
I've been fine with my Aurelius Nilius.
Like I have been
my
using
first one was a little weird, but
I have been using the same Bakugan lineup since January, aside from the switch that I've made recently, which was cutting Aurelus Nilius for Aurelus
So the
Hydra
big
Ultra.
boy. Yes,
How
sir.
dare you.
I am still running the same Darkest Hydrus Ultra and Pyrus Serpentes Ultra. However, the Nilius went through a lot of revisions.
That is tragic.
Because the first one, some of my locals rolled really hard into it, and then it just stopped working.
Oh, okay.
So I got another
so it
one.
wasn't that it was a bad print.
Well, they also rolled really hard into the Hydrus and the Serpentes, and they're still working.
Interesting.
But specifically, the Nilius said, no, I'm done.
My Hydorus has a broken leg, and he's my favorite.
And then I might be forgetting one.
For a bit because like it stopped opening properly for a while.
Still soldiers.
Like it would magnetize, but it wouldn't open properly.
Interesting.
But actually, I
Haven't had
just
that
managed to get. I got that fixed like last night, so it's
Well,
not a
that's
problem
good.
anymore.
And then I had another Aurelus Nilius break at Anime Expo. If I don't know if it's on YouTube or not, but if it is on YouTube and anyone's seen my cage match against Simo at Anime Expo, and you've noticed that before the game ended, I rolled Aurelus Nilius over the entire matrix about 4 times, and it just never stuck.
Did you?
It's because it was broken. Yeah, I couldn't open for the rest of the game. I absolutely lost.
Well,
I
Because
held
the
PL.
what happened?
My
working
Aurelus Nilius would not
exactly
open.
as intended.
It would not open anymore. I got back to the
But,
hotel
like-
room with Robo, and it still wouldn't open anymore.
So, like, the one thing I would say here is that I don't think that issues like that would really impact specific stuff like
Playtesting?
Aurelus Hydronoid testing, because the problem
thing
is
is-
the problem tends to be Nilius is not opening at all, not
Right.
Nilius is is not opening on the core you're aiming at, because when they
True.
do open, they will still
It's
tend to open
usually
on
where
the
you
core
want it to be,
open
yeah.
on. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
So
I don't
I
know.
can't see how testing with one specific mold would affect this. The only way I could see this, like that sort of rolling thing affecting testing, is if they're just bad at rolling and aiming.
I don't want to say that.
Like I don't
They're
like
cool
saying
people.
that, but like in my
I don't want
mind,
to say that.
it's
But
the
I see where you're
only-
coming from.
Like,
I see where you're coming from.
it's
I don't
the-
know for sure. I think the moral of the story
Like,
is
sometimes art designers do stupid things. Like
when
for
are
example,
we getting
for
Jet Kuso on the
example-
play design team?
For example, in Buddy Fight, there was a deck that came out so in Buddy Fight, there's no maximum deck size. And there's a deck that came out that they gave a bunch of draw tools to, that, like an amount that no deck had before. But it was a deck that milled itself a lot. And apparently, when they tested the deck, they only ever tested it with the minimum deck size. And when the deck came out, people just went to like 70, 80 cards. And it was still super consistent because of all the draw tools. And it became the best deck in format.
Oh. Well, I don't know. I think it's the sort of thing that they can like deal with in the future, because I did actually at Anime Exo specifically ask Gary about Aurelus Hydronoid. And I think I talked about this at the time, but like all he did was kind of go a little wide-eyed and said, "Yeah, we sure did make that Evo that."
So did they realize it by then?
But he said, he's like, well, you know, if we incorrectly assess the risk, we will address that down the line.
All right, boys, time to get real core removal back.
Oh god.
A core removal that preemptively negates future rerolls when?
No, core removal that goes any effect that Bakugan would gain from holding that core type is negated for the turn.
So we can have that.
That could work.
Ends the turn.
But we can't have another Ventus.
No.
SMH.
Guys, core removal black hole. That's what we need. Not a flip action card.
Inferno Wings?
Just destroy all your opponent's Bakugan.
No. Inferno Wings would just end the turn.
You're asking for the Doom card. You're asking for the Doom card.
I actually went Dark Hole. My mind went Dark Hole instead of Black Hole.
Same. That's why I said just destroy all your opponent's Bakugan with the Baku Hammer.
Hey.
Hey.
It would genuinely be interesting if we ever get like a Doom cardish mechanic back, because in this game it would kind of just be an upside to lose one of your things a lot of the time.
Well, that depends.
It depends on the deck.
It depends on so it depends on how that would end up being ruled. Because what if you don't have 3 Bakugan,
you can't team attack
anymore?
Yeah, that's possible. I would assume the ruling would be just that, like, if all of your Bakugan are open, you get to team attack, so your team attack would become 2.
Banish zone?
Yeah, it's still weaken your team attack no matter what. And if say your deck built around a boss card, if your boss Bakugan gets banished,
it's okay. Aurelus Hydroid.
Aurelus Trunks gets banished.
Please. Okay, see, listen, you brought it up this time. It wasn't me. You can't say it was me.
Oh my
Disgusting.
God.
All right, so boy oh boy, where was I with the decks for the tournament? I believe I got to say that the Mono Chaos deck existed, and that was kind of it.
Yeah.
It was okay, surprisingly. Like it was solidly decent, I guess, you know, as far as Mono Chaos could possibly go.
Yeah.
Like you get a lot of decent B power, Light Break for 600.
Yeah.
Obviously Light's Courage. This guy also had Luminous Armor, the 4 cost plus 900. And he just kept energizing cards. So he had like at least 6.
Oof.
And he just start playing more B power cards.
I see.
I believe our turns regularly got over 2,000.
Jeez.
It was an experience, but I 2-0'd again. So you know, there's that. Overall, the deck was solid. Too many flips. Specifically, I'm pretty sure I saw that one cost chaos flip that like you pay 1 and put it into your hand. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that being in there.
Holy cow!
That's a card.
That's a card.
Free energy.
It's not. You paid 1 for it, and it's a flip. You paid deck space for this.
Uh-huh.
No,
Yes, that's fair.
It's incredibly fair. Like overall, I appreciate the concept. I appreciate the originality. That one card shouldn't have been there.
Right.
So moving on to the third opponent, which was much less original to a degree. Darkest Nilius Ultra, Aurelus
Yeah.
Fangzor,
Yeah.
and Aquos Pegatrix
Huh?
Ultra. Aquos Pegatrix Ultra.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when you first posted this,
Ultra.
I went, "Oh, this sounds like someone who got baited by the wiki nerds hyping up Aquos Pegatrix Ultra to endless degrees because
Maybe.
holy crap, did
But
they
remember-
love to hype up Aquos Pegatrix Ultra." But now that I realize that this is one of the decks that the kid built, that
90%
feels less
sure,
likely.
yes.
That
Yeah,
feels
but
less
I'm not
also
really
Nerdy-
sure. But at the same
Nerdy
time,
fans
like,
hyped
the
up-
kid had to have paid attention, I assume, to things that are happening online to go with Darkest Nilius Ultra and Aurelus Fangzor specifically. Probably.
maybe.
Probably.
But nerdy fans
Um,
weren't playing Aqua's Pegatrix, which was interesting. Why?
No, no,
Why is
no.
he playing Ultra?
I said wiki nerd.
Oh, wiki nerds. Why were they hyping
Yeah.
that one up?
I don't remember. I think there was like, oh, but more damage. More damage is good.
Because
then we said no.
600B.
Yeah, then we said no.
Yeah.
Also, why Aurelus Fangzor? I guess there's not many other.
Not right
great-
now.
Everyone's
Not
The only
right
other
now.
like good one I could think of was like Syndius is decent.
Regrettably, there was
Just
a point
ordered my Pyrus Parade.
where the Fangzor landed on the wrong core and got nothing.
Oof.
So
tragic.
rest in pieces for that.
Wait until
Yeah.
you have all your cards in your graveyard so that you can summon the Evo.
That's the Ultra,
Oh,
not
is
the
the-
core. This
what
was
does
the
Aurelus do? The core.
It's
Gives
just a
damage,
4
I
cost.
think.
It's just a 4 cost Evo that's like solid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
About the same around the same stats that
That what?
it has around the same stats that Aquos Pegatrix hits.
Okay.
Four.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's-
get
Really?
the cost
Okay.
from
Yeah,
That's
landing.
pretty correct.
Yeah,
yeah, it's okay.
Like
I mean,
everything,
you'll never ever.
So in the old Aquos Pegatrix Dark Nilius Ultra Aurelus Fangzor variant, all of your Evos are 17B with their proper shields.
Which is pretty okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty okay. However, this was the wrong Pegatrix, and I 2-0'd him.
Yeah. Was he
Um,
playing the Evo for Ultra?
Gonna be honest, I believe he was, but this is the matchup I remember the least about because I believe it was over the fastest.
Ooh.
Because the
I
Evo's
actually-
interesting.
I actually almost forgot what my round 3 opponent
It's also
was
a
at
4
all.
cost for plus 400B, so you know.
Yeah, but that
Like,
Vector
I
ability,
actually,
don't like
I had to, like, no offense to the guy himself, obviously. Like, you know, we were all there to have fun, and I think he had fun. However, I, in my infinite wisdom, almost completely forgot what my round 3 opponent was.
it. Oof.
I feel bad about that.
Sorry,
I had to
guy.
ask Prior to remind me.
That's fine.
Shall
I
we
forget
finish
what I
it?
have for breakfast.
So now we get to
Yeah.
talk about the highlight, the
Ooh.
one that we're all gonna have many opinions on.
Tell
have-
us.
I'm actually so excited for this.
I'm sitting at the edge of my seat.
The Aurelus Hydroid Ultra, Aurelus Gargoyd Ultra, Darkest Hydrus Ultra
There it is.
Mono Darkest.
deck. It's not Mono Darkest.
Mono
It's
Darkest.
not. It
It's
is.
absolutely
Mono
Mono Darkest.
It
You can
isn't.
only run Darkest cards. What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Mono Darkest.
So, like, before I say anything,
This deck would be
obviously,
infinitely better if it was
If it was
If what?
Chaos Utonium instead of Darkest Hydrus.
oh yeah, like we actually might be meeting up again tomorrow, and that's the first thing that I'm going to say.
That Evo for Chaos Turt is looking pretty good.
It's really,
Yeah, it's
nice.
really good.
really.
Yeah,
Like,
but like if
2
they were,
costs for plus 600B? Holy crap.
but that's out of AA, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
even without it,
Only has to wait till the
Chaos
30th.
Plutonium base form is literally better than Darkest Hydros Ultra.
Is
Yes,
it?
by 1
And
damage.
gives you a better card pool.
Oh, that's it? By 1
Yeah,
damage?
by 1 damage. But it's the same.
And you also
thing,
get more
the
Flaming
power is
Fists,
already
so it's
good.
more consistent.
And you get more red fists. Yep.
That's
Yeah.
Overall, it's just
That's
good.
fair.
Yeah.
However, I am still on the fence about putting Chaos into Fury for separate reasons that we can talk about at another time. For now, though, the spotlight is on this deck.
Yeah.
This
So,
double Aurelus Darkus.
What was the win con? Flips?
yeah, what was she
The
playing?
win con was I'm going to make the game take so long that you run out of cards to play, and then I'm going to play cards.
So flips. Oh.
Sort of,
So
but
basically the
also
mono-
damage reduction. It was technically the
Oh.
Mono Darkest strat. And the backup
Told
plan
you.
of that as well was that like the base forms were good.
Yeah.
So like once you got to that point of the opponent's out of things to do, then like your Bakugan are good. So even if the cards that you have in your hand at that moment aren't amazing, you might just still win because Aurelus Hydronoid is stupid.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Do you think she?
I don't
do
find
you think she
Aurelus
would have done
Hydronoid
better?
that stupid. Like when it's in an Evo list, when it doesn't have the Evos, like
It
it's still
made
really,
a lot
it's still really
difference
powerful,
here.
but it's going to
It made a
get
lot of
beat out by a
difference
lot
here.
of
Like,
stuff.
obviously, this is anecdotal, but man, I have opinions about how the only two decks that got access to Aurelus Hydroid made it to first place and second place.
Do you think the deck would have been a lot better if she replaced? I know you said
Okay, so for the people that are watching
Hydras.
this that do not pay attention to things that are said online, I feel like I need to establish the context of the flip count of this deck.
Uh-oh.
So
Tell me.
we start with 3 Pact.
Sure, standard.
We then go into 3 Sonic Shield.
Absolutely. Hard agree.
The 1 cost Green Fist, Red Fist.
Right.
We then go into 3 Outsiders.
Okay.
Nine,
We then go into at least 1 0 cost Halt Darkus
10 to
Okay.
15.
and
Okay,
at least 1 Black Hole.
Okay.
So we're at least 11.
That's a number.
It's a number.
Yeah.
And she got second. Like, she beat a lot of decks.
I feel like we're finding out
Decks that
more and more.
As
High flip counts
that
mean it's
no,
a better deck.
aren't very good.
No, I don't agree with that. What I think it really comes down to, and this is something that Surge already like made an observation on, but I don't know if we did it on video, that higher flip counts punish a lot of things that are not built to deal with that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Which is like
If you
That's
don't
why I
have
got
a boost
6.
to sustain,
Fury and nothing else.
well, also
don't
like
think
decks that
Any
don't...
other competitive archetype like has trouble dealing with this.
Well, I'm just referring to like the decks that were here, because like a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of them like didn't have, say, BR Shun, so they could actually just run out of cards,
Yeah.
and then this deck just wins because they're out of cards.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So personally, I found that like any like of the big draw power cards, like say Cute Apocalypse, Anger, Riptide, any of those will like do enough to give you enough resources. As
Yeah,
long as your deck is built well enough.
I didn't see many of
Which,
those.
you know,
I didn't
these
see many of
decks.
those. I think a lot of people
like
just
I
probably didn't
really
pull
don't
them.
mean to be super insulting with this, but like it's just
Oh,
the
don't
reality
worry.
of the quality of
Don't worry, we'll get at least one very angry comment of how dare you be dismissive to other people's concepts or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now,
I can hear them
think,
angrily typing already.
I think the deck would have actually been like pretty good. Granted, cut some of the flips for sure, but like replacing Garg with Plutonium.
Well, I also need to
like the general deck
explain-
concept is absolutely there, but like
I need to
Dark
explain
is-
more of
Dark
what was
is not
in
the
the
way to
card
go with
pool
these.
as
Oh,
well.
okay. Yeah, let's
Because
hear
a
that.
lot of the card pool was a lot of damage reduction on top of the at least 11 flips.
Oh.
The whole deck was just no. You'll win the battle, but it won't matter.
That's fun.
Like, one of the main things that happened to my friend Brian, who was playing the Chaos Nilius deck that got third, was like everything he had let him just barely win an attack when she had 1 card left in deck, and then that card was a flip.
Oof.
And then he was out of things to do.
Okay,
Ooh.
here's the thing. So that
Like-
strat, it sounds solid, but if you're doing that sort of damage reduction stuff, how are you even threatening your opponent to
Oh, you're not.
make them spend cards in the first place?
Because
you
you're running
literally have no
Aurelus.
win con.
Because you're running
Hydronoid's right there.
You're running Hydronoid, so the opponent has to play a card every turn to get above Hydronoid.
Okay, so here's a concept.
Yeah.
You roll Hydronoid. I let Hydronoid go through, take a bit of damage,
Yes.
and then
And then
if
Garganoid's
say-
only
if say I'm
Garganoid's
hit
only
on
100 B
Abilius,
less.
I naturally beat
Well, no, you
That's
tie
just-
with Garganoid.
that's just my con.
You tie with Garganoid.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
that's really what it
the
came
general
down
thing
to.
that's
think-
the general thing I'm getting at.
Well, no, you're right, because like
Um,
the biggest part where like I was able to win
and
it
once you
was
have
like, the
once you
biggest
have your evos
risk.
down, you don't.
was like once both the Orlis had already won, the 1050 on the Hydrus was much less of a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
It's sad
wait.
that Hydro's got power
No,
creep like that.
sorry, I can't say that because I have to remember that the cores were all plus damage.
Oh right, yeah, that's
no.
also a thing with that deck. So the Hydronoid is only hitting 1250. So
Yes,
say for example you're running Magic
except-
Shields with 700 boys, Power Creep boys, and you're
Now-
naturally beating everyone.
Power creep boys.
In
Power
fairness,
creep boys.
and you can actually see this on the stream, there was a conversation we had like in between matches where she was like, I feel like maybe I undervalued the B power cores. And then she spent all of the next
Yeah.
game landing on my B power cores.
Oh no!
And then
Oh
I
my
lost
God.
game 2.
That's a true adaptation. That is actually
Yeah.
adaptation.
Like, genuinely, she played very good games. Like, I want that to be clear. I am in no way being in any way, like, negative toward her.
Oh,
She
of
was
course.
great.
Did
Of
she roll
course.
around to get on your fists? Or
No, I think she just spaced it.
Wow.
I think she just, like, did roll spacing.
That's
That's
an epic
crazy.
Like,
moment.
to know where the magnet was, yeah. I also, ironically, did it to hers to win off Might of Cindius.
Adapt.
Because I knew that
survive,
she had the plus 6.
overcome.
Conquer.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That too. Improvise, adapt,
Both.
overcome.
The point is, it was a genuinely fun match, and like of all the decks that exist, mine is definitely probably one of the most punished by her playstyle.
Yeah. And this is
Which
why
is-
I don't trust Fury and will never.
Yeah,
take
this is why Surge will not play Fury. This is why he's the
I
only
have the deck.
person,
I literally have the
the
deck, but I
only
will
person
never
in the
play this
entire
tournament.
podcast that doesn't main Fury.
no risk, no reward.
I mean, I have it, but I
But you
don't
don't
trust
main it.
Technically, I haven't
don't
mained it in a
trust
while.
it.
Wait,
shut
up.
GhostLights, what are you maining?
Leth
I've
had
been
this
maining.
point.
I've been maining Darkest Aquos Aurelis with Aquos Fangs or Core, Aurelis Hydronoid, Ultra, and
Darkest
Hydrolis
Hydoris.
Ultra. Yeah, just because I don't
you've
have
been maining,
super
like,
fuel.
Red Fist good stuff. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't have super fuel, and that's
Enough said. Enough said.
yeah. So
I get you. I get you.
it's like,
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
overcome. No, but my deck list I had before BR came out was like
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty solid. Like I was basically not undefeated, but like
Close.
close. Yeah, I
Yeah.
maybe only ever lost like 3 matches, and then like 3 or 4 matches of the many times I played, and then BR came out, and like I got all the good stuff except for Super Fuel. I gave 2 of mine to Matt Queso
Yep.
because he needed them much more than I did, because I was also trying to build the what do you call it?
Halcor?
This deck. Yeah.
The Red Fist
no,
deck?
not Hackor. The
Red
Red
Fist
Fist deck.
yeah, yeah.
You teased me
And-
saying you were gonna build it too.
I did say that. Yeah, but I was
So,
like,
I have a hot take actually regarding that because it's something that kind of happened at Anime Expo.
okay.
And it's one of those things that like we've already kind of touched on it with what Search has been saying about Chaos Pegatrix. Aqua's Fangsaur hitting 850 is not great.
Oh, it's
Nope.
not. It's really
Nope.
Not
not.
great.
But
Yeah.
you know
Not great.
what's good? You know what does make Fangs are pretty great?
Yeah.
When you
Contra.
put it in the new Mono Aquos, which carries 3 magic shields, and you just
Now you
land
can
it
get
on a
to
magic
top 50.
shield.
You can just roll on a better core.
Yeah,
exactly.
but also, literally, the only reason I like it still is because card draw. Not even the Evo itself.
Oh yeah, no, I like the card
I
draw.
wouldn't
too,
even
but I
run
mean, like,
at this point. I wouldn't even carry Aquos for the card draw, which
Yeah.
is why the only deck I'm carrying in any Aquos.
No,
Because now you have Shun.
yeah,
yeah, I know.
like
That's what I'm
the
saying. Is
big-
I'm not necessarily playing it for the card draws. I'm just playing it to have access to Aquos.
Oh
Yeah.
sure, I just mean that like
Yeah,
850
yeah.
is annoying.
Because
Yeah,
what
'cause
would
it
you
was-
That was
play
one
instead?
of the
Cabo.
that was one of the biggest
When it
drawbacks.
comes out, Cabo, yeah, that's the way.
Yeah, Cabo, absolutely.
That was one of
Yeah.
the biggest drawbacks to
Combo
my
control.
testing with
Cabo control.
Orlish Chalks before we knew about Aquos Cabo. Was that
Yeah.
like I'm playing Fangzor because it's card draw and I'm a combo deck, but also this base form is terrible because I have no good course for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean, back in BR, 600 was like crazy, but like,
anyway, listen,
Yeah.
it's okay because I'm not the first one that brought up Orlish Chalks.
right.
I mean, if I'm honest,
It's okay.
I don't think
This
it was
time.
necessarily. I don't think it was necessarily crazy good back then. I just think it's just that it took until now for it to realize how much of a drawback the core types with that B power is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would almost
Because-
rather run it
because,
in
like,
like
Fist and Shield decks are in
Fists.
BR are like the exact same lineup that they in set 1.
Yeah.
Hitting the exact same V powers they were back then. So it's not like
Well-
yes, we have the power creep boys, but
No,
Yeah.
they're a very incremental increase in the general V power
Oh,
that you
sure.
see in decks.
so
So
Shield didn't have Nilius back in
No,
Wave
they
1.
did. Well, not in Wave 1,
they
but
got
they
in
had
Wave
it.
2.
That's what I'm saying. Back in BB, Nilius was good.
remember
Power
that
Creep was-
remember that Wave 2 dropped in some places like
At the same
Yeah.
time, almost. Like
Well,
there
yeah,
was a
not-
month. There was like one
Nilius
month.
Ultra didn't come out.
Yeah, there was Wave 2.
No, it dropped in. It was in Wave 2, and it
was in
Wave 2
California
started
in
up
January.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's in the
California
3-pack of the BB card set. He's got the big card.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he's
well,
gone
so
ultra
that-
single in Wave 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
these- like
then.
that.
yeah. So he was out super early.
we didn't.
He was
I
out
didn't. I
so
know I didn't
early
see him
that
for a little while.
He's a Bakugan that I talked about in the original.
He got really good in BR though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The Evo definitely helped. Evo
Yeah.
definitely helped.
just a lot more support.
So yeah, the
Can't wait for the
the
diamond.
final take from the decks that I played against is, it's a lot of people that took the cards they liked and played what I thought would work best.
like
And I don't think any
nothing-
of them were like poorly built in the sense of like they made bad decisions per se.
Yeah,
It's
Like-
more just so that like people are working with what they have because that's the state of the game right now.
of course.
Most people are not
nothing
going.
in here is super surprising. Like the first
Yeah.
couple of weeks of Upper Hand, very similar. Like
Yeah.
very similar deck quality. Like typically you're going to have when a community starts developing for a small game like this, you're going to have like 1 or 2 players who really know what they're doing.
Right.
And the rest of the players much less so, and they're going to learn, basically
Quickly.
be forced to improve by
Yeah.
fighting that player.
I mean, that's the thing, with her deck, I'm pretty sure this is what she told me, that most of her testing was against the Mono Chaos guy.
Okay.
Mm.
So, that's obviously going to give you a
Yeah.
very warped perspective of how the game can be if you're playing the best stuff possibly available.
Of course.
Sure.
You're also, playing against someone that's also using a lot of flips, so like the higher flip count tends to rationalize itself a little harder because everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's that. But yeah, I think that covers it. Overall, it was what people could afford to play because we didn't really no one has a reason right now to go spend $100 on super fuels.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
Especially when there's tons of probably top of the meta decks a top of
Yeah.
the format decks that don't even use Pyrus. Like,
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I think, like, say the Chaos Nilius variant that I'm planning on building,
Which is
was
going to be not with
Chaos.
Pyrus.
yeah, is still going to be like one of the top of the format
Yeah.
decks.
Right.
And then you'll have stuff like
And that's actually
like
going
Days of
down.
War. Huh?
That's going down in price if Stand Together is down to $5 because that used to be like 15.
Yeah. Like I already
mean,
have
actually.
three, but
Oh, sure. But I definitely think that seeing a costless flip go that low is good for the health of the game right now.
Yeah, packed.
yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
we need people to be able to play costless flips.
Yeah.
What about
Very-
like $40, $30 Pact Darkness? That's fun.
All right, so the last two teams that I will cover is the third and fourth place teams, because I feel like that's kind of like the other things that would matter more than just
Okay,
what
so,
I
like,
played against.
Just before we get into this,
Sure.
when it comes to pricey cards, I think Pact is much less big of a deal compared to Super Fuel, because like while certainly the Darkest Outsiders flips and Outsider flips in general aren't ideal if you have Darkest in your deck. However, it's still a budget alternative.
It's easier
Right.
to run an Outsider's
Yeah.
flip instead of
And
Pact than
meanwhile,
it is to
with
run like
Super Fuel,
Song
there's
of Fire
no-
instead.
Like, yeah, with Super Fuel, there's no actual budget alternative.
Not really.
Like,
Not
nope.
really. The closest you get is Song of Fire,
No.
and it doesn't really fill the exact same role to the same degree.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure does not.
So, third and fourth place stacks. Fourth place was Green Fist, sort of.
Oh, helmet.
And I know that both of these people are going to be watching this stream.
Hey,
And they are
what's
both
good?
in Brawler Cafe.
Oh,
Oh,
hello,
nice.
brawlers.
So, we're just establishing that off the bat. Just so
I didn't
everyone's
mean
aware.
to call you helmet, but
So let's
also
insult them.
Oh, so
wow.
that just makes me
That just
wanna
makes you
insult
what?
them more. Yeah.
that just makes
Makes
me
you
want to
wanna-
insult them more.
Wait, will I say
Yeah.
worse things? Wow.
Yo, I
hurtful.
swear that just makes me two.
Okay.
That's just
There it is.
Am
there
I
it
really
is.
cutting out that much?
Yes. That
Yeah.
that time it did happen. Exactly.
Am
like
I really?
that. Oh my gosh.
Oh. E.
E.
All right,
Okay.
continue. Fourth, fifth.
Anyway, so this is why
Sorry,
E's the
hello,
best
third
card
and
in the
fourth
game.
place. Yeah.
All right. All right. So fourth place was Green Fist, sort of.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Sort of.
More
you say.
specifically, I'm going to call it Green Fist Fury.
Oh.
You what now?
What is
You what, mate?
this?
This
What is
team
happening?
lineup was Chaos
Mhm.
Pegatrix,
Okay.
which is, sensible.
Shit.
Pyrus Serpentes Ultra,
Okay.
which
And
is
a
the
Relic
Fury
Pegatrix?
card.
I
No.
like that one.
Oh.
Would you like to guess what it is, Serge?
Aquos Gricalios?
No.
Those
That'd
were
be
my
dope.
only two guesses.
Guess
Well-
deeper. Dig deeper.
No.
I don't think Aquos works good in Fury.
Aquos isn't here.
Chaos?
No. Well, Chaos is Pegatrix. It's not another Chaos.
Oh, that's
There's
true.
another Pyrus.
It's not an Aurelus. It's not another Pyrus.
Darkest?
Darkest
It's
Fangzor?
also not Darkus.
What the hell else could it be? Ventus?
Ventus?
It was Ventus
Oh.
Serpentes. Because the man
Oh
loves
my
Ventus and
God.
he wants to play as Ventus. And I will not stop him.
You know what? More
Holy
power
cow.
to him.
He's going to
Well-
have infinitely more fun with Scorpios.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
However,
However.
wants to play as Ventus. He's going to play as Ventus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
More
So
power
here we
to him.
are. It was this. And I feel it's important to say that, it didn't do terribly. It wasn't, awful.
That's
I mean,
fourth.
he got
bad.
4th out of 10th. That's not bad.
He got fourth place.
Yeah.
Not as good as,
Um,
6 out of 14, though.
Ooh.
That's me.
But yeah,
Continue.
it did well. Now, the most controversial part of the deck I technically haven't gotten to yet, which is surprising considering the Ventus Serpentes, which is obviously going to get a lot of confused reactions from people watching this that aren't him.
Okay.
The biggest thing is that he has taken 0 flips to heart.
Oh yeah, my boy!
Oh,
It's
Yeah,
actually
well.
0 flips.
My
Oh my god.
What a legend.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You know
Now
what?
the thing is,
Redeemed. I love
this
this guy.
is technically my fault. This
Oh.
is technically my fault. We can't put all the blame on him. This is technically my fault because he was inspired by my deck, which at the time was running 0
Which
flips.
you were not running any flips until
I
the
was
end.
at the time not running flips. So he's like, oh, well, I want to play the same speed that you're playing, so I'm also not going to run any flips. So like, it was sound logic.
I'm
Sure.
speed.
Now,
Speed.
the House Nilius deck was also almost 0 flips.
Really? That's more
Wow.
surprising.
Thankfully, we emergency airdropped in some stand-togethers.
Thank God.
Like,
Thank God.
literally 5 minutes before pairings were put up.
I was like,
Ooh.
you're
We
going
shoved in-
You're going double Aquos and not running flips. No, man, you can't fly.
It
Can't
was close to that.
That's
It was close to that, but it
unacceptable.
was not. It was not
That's
actually.
unacceptable.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to explain the 4th place deck concept.
Okay.
The deck concept is I
Didn't
want the
he
biggest.
say in the Discord that he just really likes all?
Huh?
Didn't he say in the Discord that he just Aquos?
Really likes Aquos.
Really likes what? It literally
He
just
Aquos.
came up
likes
twice.
Aquos.
There we go.
I'm talking about the 4th place deck, the Fist Fury.
Oh,
He really likes.
okay.
I'm explaining what like the build around objective of that was.
Okay.
Explain-
In his
All
defense,
right.
for the decks that he was playing against when he built this, it was genuinely functional
Okay.
because no one that he was playing against played any flips because we all just said no. So
don't
his
make-
thing-
Higher card design.
So his thing was he wanted the biggest team attack possible.
Okay.
And shout out to him for getting
Ah.
like 60 and 70 every
The
game.
Lucas Strat.
Yo,
my
No,
God.
no, not the Lucas.
How did he
strat.
accomplish
Lucas
that?
didn't succeed on it.
How did he accomplish that?
The Serpentes Evo, and he was also playing Drago's Fury for Double Strike and Fury.
Oh my god.
What a
I
mad
have to
lad.
look up Ventus Serpenti Evo.
He's the one that gets Oh no, he's not. He's the one that gets
No,
depowered.
it's a 3-cost 300B Evo. Plus 300B.
Oh, 300. Okay.
Plus 300. It goes
Yeah,
from
yeah,
6
yeah.
to 9.
Wow.
In fairness, we did also have 3 copies of Might and 3 copies of Mac in this deck.
Good.
So,
You
you
need 'em.
know, that works.
Wow,
In
that's
this
more than my
context.
Hellcore deck, and that makes me upset.
Also, Nature's Power exists, and Nature's Power is good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Also,
It's a pretty good card.
we expected to run into more heroes, and I believe part of the reasons that he wanted Ventus was for one with nature, and then no one played heroes.
Cowards.
I should
Yeah.
have said that he's pulling off bigger numbers than me right now.
Listen,
Oh yeah, no, the
listen,
numbers are
I'd
ridiculous.
rather have,
Like you can actually
I'd
in the
rather
stream.
have 2 dead one with in my deck and not run into any hero decks,
Yeah.
rather than run into a Dan Drago deck and not have to out.
Right. And the thing is, if you go through the live stream, you will hear him getting very happy about his team attack numbers. Like
absolutely.
big ones that are off camera.
Big
You will hear that happening.
damage!
You will hear him saying the big numbers,
That's
most of which
great.
were always like 60. It's just this absolutely ridiculous number. It's like, here it is.
I would
Here it
read
is.
so hard.
I have Mac in play, and I have double
Die.
strike, so that's already
Ugh.
12 more damage. Alone, just from Mac and Drago's Fury.
How do you get double strike?
Drago's Fury.
Fury.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Also, that's 4 more damage from the Drago's Fury, so it's actually 8 damage from Drago's Fury and 6 from Mac times 2. So 12 from Mac. It was 20 damage just from those 2 cards.
Jesus Christ.
And then there was more.
Wait, Drago's Fury and what else?
Mac,
Mac.
like being in play.
Oh, that's it? Okay. That's
So there
fine.
was
'Cause
more.
gets
He had more
plus 6
cards.
damage and double strike.
He had more cards. Like there were
Yeah.
more cards that increased damage for
Yeah,
sure.
that is 12 just from
I
two.
believe Fireball
that's
was also
crazy.
there because it was fun. And
Yeah,
again,
Fireball,
like
baby.
with what he was playing against, hitting a high B power number off the Serpentes and then hitting a ridiculous damage number meant that, like, well, you're not outbeing it, and I can't mac it, and I have no flips, so I'm taking this 70, I'm picking up my deck, and I'm going home. Like, that was our locals experience for quite a while.
Imagine trusting Fury.
Hey, you take that back.
Listen,
You're in the minority
Listen.
here, pal. You better watch what you say.
Yeah, but you all know I'm right.
no.
No, you wrong.
No,
Okay,
Completely.
okay.
we're not going to
Utterly
admit
wrong.
anything.
No, I will not admit that. If I was going to admit that, I'd play a different deck.
That's true. He'd say it
That's
with
why
his
you're a
actions,
coward.
not his words.
Also, like,
He'd be a coward if he
real
stopped
talk?
playing Fury.
I don't want to play Chaos Nilius ever.
Coward.
I don't want to do it. Listen,
I don't wanna-
listen.
I do.
I don't have more Chaos Nilius singles to buy in my area. If the thing breaks again, if it breaks
I thought you
again,
were gonna say anything about. But
huh?
then you go, I don't have access to it.
Oh my
No,
god,
I'm
he's
saying
cutting
that, like, I've had so many Niliuses break on me in my Fury deck, I don't trust Cornelius. I don't want to play it ever again.
How hard do you
Cowards.
chuck these dudes?
out.
Not very. Not very. Roll pretty normal. Well, except for the first one, that was a calamity because we were playing. We were attempting to play in the arena. So, like, the other guy's thought process was, well, I can roll as hard as I want because it'll never go off the table.
Jesus Christ.
So he like
Oh no!
threw it.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, it was like the most forceful roll possible. His entire game plan was to bounce back and ricochet back onto the matrix after
Oh, good.
smashing you away.
Oh, no.
And that
Oh no.
the logic behind that was that, well, if you're playing on the arena, if you happen to miss the opponent's Bakugan, then you'll still ricochet off of the arena wall, and you'll still go back to the matrix.
Sure, yeah.
But then the arena is not a legal gameplay surface because it's too small and it's terrible.
Yes.
And also, it would have enabled this. So no.
Not allowed. Banned.
No. So yeah, I think that effectively covers fourth place. Also, no super fuels because
So
Yeah.
no.
we've been going for close to 2 hours at this point.
Have we already hit 2
Oh,
hours?
God.
Yeah.
So we're gonna save
Oh,
the
no.
Aqua stuff for next podcast.
Well, all right.
All right.
This is just the Wire podcast.
yeah, that's gonna be the podcast. All right.
It's
Everyone.
We
okay.
just,
It's okay. See,
and Leth, are you
Yes.
going to be doing any videos regarding?
I sure hope so.
tournaments, /deck
I
building,
would,
whatever?
Yes.
I certainly
Yes.
plan to. If worst case scenario, you might get some like
The content.
incredibly shaky, miserable phone recording of
Oh,
tomorrow
good.
because we're going to attempt to host locals again. Now that
Do
we
it.
have more people.
Excellent.
Do it.
At
Do a
Briar's
vlog.
locals again?
Oh, do a
No,
vlog.
this is a different cool stuff location. It's a third card shop because it's not the cool stuff we normally go to, but it's the cool stuff that's closer to the people that went to that Coliseum of
Alright.
Comics. But no one wants to go back to Coliseum of Comics because the tables were tiny.
Do a vlog where the camera's looking up your nose.
Like, honestly,
Yeah,
shout out,
It's popular.
like, credit where credit's due. Shout out to Coliseum for actually hosting it
Yeah.
because no one else would.
How close is it to you,
Um,
by the way?
The Coliseum was like an hour away.
No, the story that you're going to.
like 20 minutes
All right.
by car. It's not crazy bad. It's
Alright.
okay. It's about the same distance as the other cool stuff location, just in a different direction.
All right.
So it's pretty okay. It's pretty manageable.
Yeah.
D's.
But I didn't even get to talk about the third place deck yet.
Talk about it.
Oh, do that
Go
fast.
ahead.
Okay. So the third place deck was much like Robo's Heroes based deck. It was a collaborative effort with what he had to work with, and also keeping in mind that he absolutely, really, really, really wanted double Aquos.
Yeah.
Okay. Flooding
Okay,
water.
this is
So-
what I was
Word.
referring to before.
Yes, this is this team, which was Aquos Praevian Ultra, Chaos Nilius, and then Aquos Mantoid Ultra.
Now that Peruvian used to be a Trox, right?
Yes. Also, at one
Because-
point, the Mantoid Ultra was Syndius,
Huh.
the 5-cost Frost Strike Evo.
Right.
Was a thing that was
Wait.
happening.
Syndius.
Syndius
Oh, yeah,
Ultra.
Syndius does have that, right? I was thinking of Nilius, to be honest. because
Yeah,
it also
no,
has a 5
I don't-
cost
I don't
FO with
think-
Frost Strike.
I don't remember if he ever ran Aquos Nilius. He might have. I don't remember.
Should have.
It could have happened.
It's better
It
base
could have
form.
happened. It could have happened, but I don't remember for sure.
It's a 500 base form.
The moral of the story is we had some words before the tournament started, which consisted of I'm going
Some
to give you a
banter.
copy of Blinding Ink so that you can play Blinding Ink. Please play Blinding Ink. You're running Aquos. You know at least 2 people here are doing Mac Might. Please take these
Mac
Blinding Inks. So he took those. He had one himself. I only had one on me, so he went up to 2. We put in Stand together, and I believe we also had to add in the Dark Waters and the Deep Dives. I don't believe those were initially there. But we didn't have BR Shun, because I didn't have it on me to let him borrow
I
it.
see.
We didn't have a lot of things that you would expect to be there, like Riptide, just stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the deck overall is still solid. I think it's solid. It worked out.
Yeah, it's Nilius.
It's Chaos Nilius. How bad can you be?
It's mostly House Nilius, and I think this is probably, at least right now, definitely the best you can get if you really want that 400 Flooding Waters.
Yeah. But like, if
Of
you
course.
want post Age of Aurelius, just put it in there.
Well, the big thing that I actually thought that you were going to say before I got to say it, but now I get to say it because you didn't say it yet, is that you can just run Ventus Pegatrix and get 500.
Oh yeah, of course.
But overall, again, within the decks that he was playing against, it was working.
Yeah.
It was only last minute that we made those changes because I'm like, hey, I think a lot of these decks are going to be different than what we've been running before, and we need to adapt to that. And I was right. So yeah, that's
how does it feel to actually win a thing?
It feels good not getting second and winning nothing.
Oof.
Well, that's actually that's a funny story. I almost got second and won nothing.
Oof.
Yeah.
It was profoundly close.
Because the deck you fought in finals was always team attacking with the Darkest, so you effectively had no flips, and they were all damage cores.
It was so much damage that every team attack was at least 30.
Yeah.
And if she waited for Darkest Hydras to be the last one, which she did anyway, because she wanted to roll her stronger ones first.
Yeah.
That resulted in that. So the first game that I won, depending on what I top decked, I could have easily not won it. If I had drawn worse cards and not been able to win over the Darkest Hydras every single turn, then I would have just immediately exploded to a team attack. And also, we got roboed. That's what I'm going to call it now, because finals had to be a 1-turn game for Game 3, because we were 1-1.
Freaking
1-1, and the store closed 5 minutes ago.
Okay. That's
so they were like, we need to determine a winner, and you all need to leave. So we had to do that. And then the Matrix was an experience for that. It was pretty normal, except that ultimately I think I got the upper hand on the disruptive placements of the Green Fists, which is what pushed her into having to roll Garganoid instead of Hydronoid.
Oh, because, for sure.
There was a very genuine possibility that she was just not going to get the Red Fist. And rolling on a 350 Hydronoid is a concede state.
Yeah.
Whereas I had one lane that was a very clean line at the end, so I could just grab Hydronoid and get away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also, sadly, my Hydronoid knocked her away from the Matrix unintentionally. Wasn't what I was trying to do. It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
When it opened, it just launched forward and hit her Garganoid away.
Oof.
Yeet out of here.
And I do, and I said this at the time, and it's in the stream, and I'll say it again. I really feel bad that that's the way finals went.
Yeah.
I like that I won, but also doing a 1-turn game to determine the winner, and then that one game having a miss.
Oh yeah, it's awful.
When the opponent's deck literally could not have access to 1-cost or lower rerolls because she was playing Darkest, and Darkest doesn't get those.
Yet.
But for now, doesn't get those. it did not feel good. You know?
And that's why the current time procedure is awful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what else
no
we could have done in
reason-
this case.
There's no reason we shouldn't get multiple turns, to be honest.
Well, I mean, like, in this specific case, I don't know what else we could have done. Like, the other option was you literally would have had to gone to, like, a restaurant across the street.
Well,
or,
I
like, the sidewalk
I said
outside to have the final game. And, like, people had to go home.
Yeah, but I said this
So-
before. I don't understand how 4 rounds took 4 hours.
Well, and you'll kind of see this happen in the stream. Brian and India's match, the third one, we specifically tried to ignore the time rule and we let it go until it ended.
And how long was it?
Oh, probably at least another 20 minutes.
Chew.
Oof.
Because they did
Damn.
3 games, and with how much like stall power her deck had, that went on for a while.
I see.
Like, you could probably time it out if you go back and look at the stream, like exactly how much time happened between the beginning of game 1 and the end of game 3. But like, we explicitly let that happen because we were like, we don't want to do that to people.
Jeez, Lou.
And it was also after we had done it earlier, and we're like, we don't want to do this again. Because the round was already like 5 or 10 minutes over time. And that was the one where I posted the picture to Cafe of the 1 wide matrix.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That was the best of 3 game, or the final 1-turn game. Where Brian opened on the first roll, and then Brian's opponent missed twice because that matrix was a calamity.
yeah.
It was just not good. Like, they should not have agreed to do that.
Live
It
and
was a
die by
mistake.
the Matrix.
But that happened nonetheless, and we didn't want to do it again, so we let that one go over, and then that one went over so long that we ran out of time, and the store was closing. It was just, I guess, probably just what happens when it's the first time that you're doing something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, it's to be expected. No one did anything that was like wrong. We all worked on what we thought was the best option, and then hindsight is 2020.
It sure is.
Because in hindsight,
Can
we
only be
could have
better for next time.
probably done like a 3-turn cap on that round 3 match,
Yep.
and then that would have let all of the other ones also be a 3-turn cap.
Mm-hmm. That's the way to do
But
it.
again, we didn't think that game was going to go on for that long. Like, they both thought it was going to end pretty soon, and then it didn't. And then it kept going. Because, remember, Brian had Stand Together, so the team attack wasn't unstoppable, so the game kept going.
Yep.
Sure.
Absolutely.
All right. Do we have anything else to say?
I guess
my.
we're done. I guess
didn't
we've
like
said,
that.
I guess we've said everything about the Briar tournament. Overall, it was a very good time. Shout out to him for hosting it.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really glad that he did that. And I hope that it happens again soon.
Well,
Yeah.
is Briar not going to the meetup?
I meant like an actual tournament.
Well, yeah. Well, those meetups turn into weekly locals, and that's a tournament.
Maybe? I think probably this weekend is just going to be like people casually matchmaking themselves.
Yeah, of course. But like, how?
But yeah,
upper
it could
hand-
definitely eventually turn into a weekly tournament thing.
Yeah.
For sure. But obviously not with like the prize support that this had.
What was the
I
price
think-
like, by the way?
Well, the trophies were huge and great, and I assume they weren't cheap.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of it. Top 3 also got store credit to the store that it was in. I got $25, so we'll add that onto the price total.
Sure.
And there was also like a pack of card sleeves that he talks about more than I did, or that I can, because I'm not entirely up to date with what they are. But basically, it's card sleeves that have like a foil treatment on the inside of the clear part, so that you can have your cards look like they're foil, even if they aren't necessarily actually foils.
I see. So
there
so was entry. How much was entry?
$5.
Okay, so that just sounds like store credit was the pool.
Yeah.
Probably.
And then the trophy and the Steve's.
There were also
A
like some
plus?
diamonds given out, which as far as
Ooh.
I'm aware, was entirely out of Briar's pocket because while I won't get into too many details on this, there was supposed to be stuff that was sent by Spin Master and it didn't arrive in time.
Huh.
So like I believe that was supposed to factor into the
Yeah.
price support, and then he kind of had to like last minute do more because that didn't show up.
Yep.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
might show up eventually, in which case we'll have price support for the next time.
Yeah. But really what I'm saying is that like so if you subtract the trophy, price support for local weekly tournament would basically be the same.
Right. Well, it depends, just because like if we're doing it at Cool Stuff, Cool Stuff is gonna want to be the one taking the entry fees and actually profiting off of it.
Yeah.
Whereas like I think with this Coliseum deal, they kind of just agreed to break even. It seemed like.
Well, that's what most stores tend to do.
Yeah.
Because since it's store credit, they're getting it anyway.
Yeah, they'll get it back for sure. But I think the big thing is that like Cool Stuff specifically lets you take out cash prize if you choose to, and that changes things.
Ah, okay.
Because like you get a percentage more if you choose store credit instead, but you can take out cash for like their other events. It's a choice.
All right.
So like if people just take out cash, then obviously they still need a way to have not wasted their time.
Well, if you're not getting as much if you take cash, they're still making money. So
right, but like I think the way it comes out is that like the cash prize is what the normal amount would be, and then the store credit is above that. It's not like it's not cut the other way. It's not like you get less because you took cash, it's that you don't get more.
But it's in a store's best interest to like run good tournaments that have appealing pricing.
Right.
Keep people coming into the store, keep them buying stuff, which like doesn't.
The thing is, they
have so much walk on itself currently.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing with this. Is the last I've heard from them is they're like, you know, we don't hate you. Don't get us wrong, but we don't like doing things for games that we can't sell you things for.
Yeah.
Because that's less of a profit margin. And the ultimate thing with them as well, which, you know, has to be admitted here, is that they're a pretty like decently sized chain.
Yeah.
So like them setting aside table space for something like us actually kind of does matter.
Yeah.
Like, because they could actually be putting something else on that table, depending on the day it is.
Exactly.
You know, and they could be doing something that's like another Magic event, another Vanguard event. They do a lot of Vanguard. And that would, you know, obviously making them more money, getting them closer to their overhead for the day, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's that situation. I will know more tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't talk about that now because now is not tomorrow.
Nice.
Exactly.
Unless
it will be yesterday.
Oh.
Stop.
It will be, actually. By the time this video goes up, it might already be tomorrow.
Tomorrow will be in the past by the time you listen to this.
Have been
We're time traveling. Whoa.
By the time this goes up, because
when do we upload these? Sundays?
Sunday.
Sundays, yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, my voice is a little shot. I'm having a fun experience with a cold.
I haven't noticed it at all.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, you're over dramatizing it.
Full disclosure, I've had to mute myself a few times and like coughing, but that's about it.
Me too, but for sneezing.
Yeah.
Me too, but for Bob coming in.
Nice. I love Bob.
All right.
He's a
I
champ.
love Bob too. He's the champ.
All right. Do any plugs you guys want to do?
At Magnus of YouTube, follow me. Nico has
On
more followers
where?
than I do, and I hate it on Twitter.
Wait, who has more followers than you?
I do.
Yeah.
I still love
we
that
compared
we cannot...
sizes yesterday. He's
follow
far above
at
me.
Real
Come on, we can make that goal.
GhostLights. Do it now.
Follow at
Do it
Real
now.
GhostLights on
Do
Twitter.
it now.
Come on, make a
Real
little boy streams
GhostLights
come
on
true.
Twitter.
I still love that we
Magnus
can't
YouTube.
follow...
Magnus YouTube.
Okay, so you can't say that because we can't follow Magnus YouTube on YouTube. Everyone's
You're
gonna
right.
get confused.
Magnus YouTube on Twitter. I'm the
Yeah,
Magnus
but,
of
like,
YouTube,
but
but on Twitter.
But what
Spanish
if I
for
like-
cheese.
Mr. Magnus, what's your name on the YouTube?
Spanish for
Mag-
cheese.
Spanish for cheese. Magnets for cheese.
All one word. Magnus for cheese. Elect
Magnus
me
for
for mayor.
cheese.
Wait, now it's
And then-
Magnus for
Elect me
cheese.
For cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Uh-huh.
gotta work on
Are
your
you
branding,
changing
Matt.
your YouTube name right now?
Huh?
You did it.
Wait,
Magnus
really?
for cheese.
That's
No,
what we're
yeah,
doing?
Is that your
It'll be in
YouTube
the description. I
name
believe
right
in you,
now?
Serge. I believe in
Well,
you, Serge. It'll be in the description.
You heard it here first. His name is now something else.
Yeah.
It's
Every
forever
week it's a
changing.
new username.
I flow like Aquas.
Follow me.
But
you don't play
GhostLights on
Aquos.
YouTube.
Stay tuned
Real
for next
GhostLights on
week.
Twitter.
Where we
do that.
just come up with a completely different name for Brawler Cafe. Redo all the
Yeah.
branding,
Mhm.
change the website URL, completely change all the logos.
Might not be a
It's an
bad idea.
effective business strategy.
Yeah, we do like a different color. Like I like this orange a lot, but I don't know. We'll do something like blue,
Neon green.
neon
We
green.
might have
yeah.
something other than Nilius and Dragonoid in the background. You know, depends
Yeah.
how,
No!
It's
that
a
it
good
would be.
Not
background.
allowed!
how
I
experimental.
like the
we get.
background.
We're talking about changing things up, aren't we?
Yeah.
The
We're talking
background
about
could stay.
you changing things up.
It's fine. Listen, we just changed the background from orange
Sorry,
to
I'm
something
out
else.
of turn. I didn't know that was the one static thing in this place. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's
The
okay. we
name
changed
that can go away. Everything that
The
is
branding,
fundamentally structuring
like
this thing as
Brawler
a
Cafe
whole,
coffee
that can
cup.
go.
You know, all the things that people like. You know, even vaguely recognize us by.
God forbid the background in
No,
the
the background's here
videos
forever.
changes.
It's here forever.
Well-
it's never changing.
well, Hey, guys! Remember, podcasts are a visual medium.
Absolutely. Hey,
So
don't
All
forget
right.
to
That's like-
drum up, guys.
that's the most
Bad
important
boys.
part of the podcast is that
Bad
background.
boys.
It's a visual thing.
Okay,
Exactly.
it is. I hard to agree. That's why he's got to put up
There
that
we go.
picture with all the mats when we're talking about it.
Well, time to
the
time to
one that
start,
I made.
time
It's
to
only
start
like
setting up an
15 minutes
obnoxious
in.
trophy wall.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I hope to see your content very soon.
All right. Let's
I'm
close
not
this
actually doing
before
the
we keep
obnoxious
going
trophy
on.
wall. I'm putting it out there. I'm not doing that. I don't want to.
You have to.
Boo.
You
I
said
don't
it.
want to. I
You
don't
said
want
it for
to.
the internet. You have to.
We have the recording.
Oh!
You actually. Ow.
Yeah.
Now we
We
have to hold you to it.
Well. All right.
You heard it here
Okay.
first,
Like-
guys.
Maybe just one video then. I don't want to make it a thing though.
You
All
have
right.
to. As soon as
You
you
have
started. All right.
Mandatory.
Let's end this.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
Thanks.
Craig.
Get the hell
Love.
core out of here.
As always, thanks for sticking around this long. If you
Yeah.
have,
Sorry.
Yeah, if you
analytics will tell us if it's if you didn't.
Look, next podcast, if
We
anyone...
Listen, 5% of the viewers watched the whole thing last time. They're my bros.
Yep.
Hey.
Shout
I
out to
will-
those 5%.
In the end,
end.
somewhere sprinkled in the end half of the next podcast,
Yeah.
I'm going to say something very secretive that only a few select people will be able to know. So only the
Yes.
people that watch it all the way
Oh my
through.
gosh.
The
Yes.
reason
And then-
I
and
didn't
then
say
there's
at the
nothing
end is
there.
because they could just skip at the
Yeah, you
end.
just skip to the end. Who knows where
Yeah,
it is?
so I'm going to
Mystery.
sprinkle it somewhere in the
Okay.
bottom half. so they
We're
at
just
least
gonna
have to
edit
watch
it
an
in
hour.
post. Like in the middle of a sentence of someone else talking, it's gonna cut to you saying something else and then cut back.
Absolutely. It's going to be a trade secret that only we can know.
It'll be the exactly one thing that we edit in post.
Yes. That'll get
All
that
right.
score up.
One single edit per podcast episode.
And the
So
only
we get
people that
one.
will know about it are the people that stayed this long in the video.
And
Yeah.
the cool thing about giving a shout out to that 5% is like no one gets to feel left out because no one else is listening to this
Hey.
at this
So
moment.
shout out to everyone watching.
Shout out to all of you, the 5%
you.
of our YouTube analytics.
Or the
Unless you
weirdos
skip
that
to the
skip
end,
just to watch
like
the
a
outro.
coward.
Yeah, or unless
who
you
would
skip
do
to
that.
the end.
I don't know who would do that. That's strange.
All right.
Okay, bye. I love you.
Get out of
Just-
here,
just-
Craig!
Toolbox.